And then I'll paste that in.
Mhm.
Ja. Ich bin grad online. Ich bin grad online.
Okay. So that link for sure doesn't work when streaming it. I think it has to be like a fresh link every single time. Yeah. Oh. Well, I guess I can't get the stream URL. The Beats beneath says, "Whoa, is the in-game camera orbiting? That's cool." Yeah, you can orbit around. I can also control it too. Control where it looks. And spin it around me. Are you broadcasting voice? I'm not hearing anything, but I see your mouth moving. Yeah, I should be... it should be going on through my audio. Do you hear my audio on the Twitch stream, Frox? My voice?
Give me a second.
Yeah, check it out for me. Oh, you can hear me? Okay, cool. Also, hey, Casually Noted, and thank you so much, Kier, for the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you, thank you. Just started the stream, so you guys are here with us right in the beginning. Oh, that's weird. Why didn't the pizza thing work? You here now? Okay, cool. Love you too. I was trying to bring in the link of the stream because I can take stream URLs and paste them inside there, but I'm having like a... What's with it? What?
The pizza's broken.
Oh no.
Broken, so I'm into it.
Oh, well, the explosion is there. Yeah, you guys are the OGs. Give me just 1 second. I want to see if I can get this URL extraction thing working again. Nope, it says it doesn't work. Oh well, that's okay.
I'm skeptical.
That's strange. Next time, if I restart the headless, I think it's messed up.
Oh, this one? This world?
Yeah.
Would you not be able to save these assets that I just put inside of here? Or the things no? Okay. Yeah, just reset
Did I miss anything?
We could, but it would be...
Okay.
It'll take a while.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna restart it, but it's gonna close. It'll start up right away.
Okay, sounds good. I guess we'll be inside of a different world. Let me just open up a different one. Also, maybe reduce down my sound effects.
Join as the world's dying.
Yeah, Frox has to reset it.
Amazing timing, am I right?
Oh, yes. We'll hang out in the sci-fi theater until he gets the stuff going. There we go. So are you guys enjoying your day today? For the few people there inside the chat, let me see how many people we have. 6 people. Not too bad. It's Friday, the best day. I know, right? I love Fridays. Solaris, yeah, been going well so far. Nice. Good, man. Yeah. Nice to hear casually. Glad you're doing good. Did you say you just came back from work? Or who came back from work? I remember reading that. Oh yeah, I'm excited to talk about it too. The asset variant system is pretty damn nice because if you've already preload the world, you basically re-enter a world in like less than 2 seconds. It's pretty freaking awesome. So you don't have to like constantly re-download the stuff. Oh, you're at the work at the moment? Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, you can... Hey, at least you can interact with us here on the... in through Twitch. We're going to go back inside the Twitch streaming house because Frox has another session open. There we go. Back inside of here, and I'll bring the music.
Okay. That's right. For some reason, it's still not connecting. Huh.
Next time we should actually, before me starting up the stream, we should have test streams beforehand, so then we make sure that stuff works.
Yeah.
Would be
Let me just move it have another user simulated.
Okay.
I'm gonna simulate it in your end.
Cool. Yeah, we'll be getting into the talking about that kind of stuff right when Frox is done trying to fix the pizza in my mouth stuff.
Oh, it seems like there's no user.
We will post in the live stream chat, Leon. We're just preparing and setting up right now. This is kind of like the stream setup point. Might as well stream while we're setting up.
If I hear you pronounce his name almost like my name's pronounced, I'm gonna fucking change my name.
What, Leon?
No, you keep on pronouncing Frux's name like my name, and it's really fucking with me.
Frox?
Yeah, I keep fucking looking over
Frox
and I'm
and
all like,
Grox.
yeah, what the
I'll just call
Damn it.
no. See, so we don't have any more confusion anymore. I'm just gonna call you insane. Okay?
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh boy, early to the stream. Yeah, no kidding. You are early. Oh well, that shit's working. Oh joy. Oh yeah, you're not. Wait. Yep, and I got exploded too. Yes. Where's my exclamation point love? Give me some of that. Okay. Yeah, that audio does not sound good. I don't know how... yeah. That's not good. Hey, Frux, get back over here. Turn off the thing. Turn off the love thing, because I think our new audio drivers is messing up the sound on that one. Kira, what are you doing? Saying?
Let's just make it
What are you
quieter.
doing? Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. I think it's because the new audio system that that we have inside of here, it messes up certain audio clips to where they just get
I think it's when
overly
they're like too
amplified.
close, like when it's like near your head, essentially.
Yeah.
Head effect, audio. I'll actually try offsetting it above here. 0.5. There we go. Can somebody try the command again? Alex?
Oh joy. Fucking do it on him, not me.
No, that's the only
Let-
because
let
you're
Fox.
streaming.
No, it needs to be on you so then we don't blast
Yeah,
out
it's like-
our whole
it's just
stream's ears again.
It's just
Due to
amplify the
frogs.
volume by how much love they have.
Blessed. Yeah,
Do
prepare
whatever
yourselves. You are not
choose.
prepared.
Prepare,
You are not prepared.
prepare for the love. It's coming.
I don't think anybody's gonna type it, Frox. Yeah, yeah, do it, Leon. But do it to Frox. Don't do it to me. Do it to
Is it?
Frox.
I can do it, Johnny. I can tell them.
Yeah.
Because I think it was only like loud, like super loud on your end. Oh, that won't work.
I don't think the Love Frox even worked.
What? Well,
Try it again. So Soul
no, I think that's the
Ara
timeout.
says, so hey, not sure if this is a good time to ask, but I've been following Neos for a while since I think it's got a lot of great potential, but I've ran into some trouble convincing my friends to move her from Neos from something more established like VR chat. Most of the trouble they seem to have is that the new user experience in Neos is a bit daunting, specifically the act of just outright importing their avatar in such a way that it works as they expected, and understanding exactly what kind of things they can do in Neos over like VR chat is a bit harder to understand. Do you guys have any plans for a more robust tutorial? Yeah, that's the MTC experience. We're working on that right now.
Yeah.
Yep, the new user experience. I wouldn't say it's almost ready, but it's getting very close to being ready.
Oh,
There's still
It's kind of odd.
quite a few more things that we want to do with it.
yeah. There's actually two major things that are like coming pretty much as the next thing. There's the MTC, the Metaverse Training Center, which is essentially going to be a new starter experience, and it's going to give you this sort of fun walkthrough to like some of the basic Neos functionality, as well like lots of different rooms where you can visit, where you learn how to do how to create an avatar, how to import stuff, how to build stuff, and you can sort of like take it piece by piece and have all the information in one place. Another thing that will also greatly improve the initial experience or even general experience is essentially UI rework. So that's actually what we're gonna be talking on pretty soon once the stream gets a little bit going. But essentially, we want to we're gonna be redesigning the entire like UI system, the technical side of it, and after that we'll be doing the visual part and the UX part, essentially the way like people interact
Yeah.
with Neos.
Also, to answer Kira's question, the experience is not open yet. We're not opening it until it's completed, and then you'll have full access to go inside of it and do with whatever you want inside of there. It looks really cool. Maybe even later on today we can show you guys our progress that we've been going. Also, thank you, Bidem, for the follow. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And thanks very much for the follow as well.
Yep.
And yeah, like Leon is saying, I think like the main thing like with Neos is just like that people don't know how to do stuff, because like once you know how to do stuff, like it can be like very simple, especially like when you import avatar, because all you can do is drag and drop the file. It will appear in here. You place like some markers and you hit create and essentially have a working avatar. And then you can like keep doing adjustments and modifying it if you need to.
Yeah, our main goal and our main force of direction that we're focused on is getting the beginning experience of Neos to being really polished and having a nice walkthrough tutorial that gives out all the basics of like what Neos is about, so then it doesn't feel daunting, or it doesn't feel like, you know, a person has to be like this heavy-duty creator or a techie type person to start using it. They should feel, you know, just like they could really easily set up their stuff, just because it really kind of is like hand-holding. Kira also asks, is it possible for you to label it alpha and have it accessible so you could get some extra input?
Well, I think we're essentially gonna have, because like we're like for us like the moment it's gonna be finished sort of. It's not like that it's complete in a way. We essentially want to get it to the point where it's either like usable, where essentially people can go through the entire experience, and well, not entire experience, but like essentially when it's usable. Because right now it's lots of like separate pieces that are not essentially put together. So there's not really much to release at this point. But once we have like the minimal viable version, we're gonna release that. And essentially people can start like checking it out, and then we can keep adding on and modifying and building, and essentially continue on building
Yeah,
it. And
I
expanding.
would say the better of the input would be once we actually have at least something for the beginning experience, and then we can start getting input on that first initial experience, and then build up from that. So we're just wanting to replace it so then the user doesn't start off in like an environment that just has like them having a bunch of floating cubes around them and they don't really know what the heck's going on. We want to be the first thing that a new user in Neos, right when they launch it, is they get to see all the amazing stuff. They get to have their own custom character that they can customize immediately within here without even having to upload stuff, as well as other things for if people do want to learn like the higher end stuff such as like logics or doing other stuff. There will be rooms for that as well. But the main thing is getting somebody's character set up in here, as well as teaching them how to do world building or using the tools.
There was one more thing I wanted to like mention to the question like before is with the avatar. There also have been like improvements for the avatar setup. So for example, the avatar creator will now automatically set up your eyes. So if you have like eye bones like named like eye or something like that, it'll automatically set them up so the eyes will be like looking around. And if you have eye seams for blinking, when they're called something like blink, wink, or eye close, it will also automatically detect these and set them up for you. So you don't have to essentially do anything extra. You just import the avatar, do the avatar setup, and it tries to set up as much automatically as it can. So the device seams, by the way, they're automatic as well if they have like some common naming convention.
And eye tracking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the eye system, the cool thing about the eye system as well is like when it's set up by the system, it works normally it just simulates the eyes and it simulates blinking. But if you use eye tracking headset like I'm using, for example, actually I can like, I'm like looking around, I can close my eyes and it automatically picks it up. And it works with any avatar that's like set up with the system. Can go cross-eyed.
That's so cool. I'll have mine tomorrow or Sunday.
Ooh.
So, can't wait.
Yeah. It's surprising like
Also, hello, Aegis,
immersive, like-
and Reactive.
Hello.
Welcome, you guys. We're keeping the room locked down to having only 10 people inside of here, including us, counting for that 10, just so then there's not a lot of lag in here. But yeah, we're just gonna now kind of continue on discussing about like the asset variance system and other updates of such as us going to be working
Yes.
after the MTC experience,
Sure.
or us working on that. It's going to be doing it during the process is going to be now the also the UI rework as well, and that's going to be a process that we can talk about as well and discuss. But
Yeah.
how
So
many
essentially,
people
like
got in
it's
here?
it's
We got
midnight,
15
so
peeps.
we should
Cool.
probably make like the unofficial announcement that essentially the stream is starting because we started like a little bit early.
Oh, did you not make announcements yet?
No, because like it was before like the start of the stream. So
Oh, cool. Yeah. So Frox is gonna make announcements to get more people inside of here. So once he's done with that, then we'll start discussing as for the future of Neos.
Indeed.
And I guarantee you guys I already know that the community that we have inside of here, there's going to be people making out all these cool and custom things for their character for UI. And yep, you guys are the early crew. You can, chill out and hear me ramble on, or, play games, watch videos. I don't know. Yeah. Or I'll try to make it more. I'll try to make it more cozy. Let me bring some like furniture inside of here.
Let me bring the most coziest furniture. Hold on, I got you, fam.
Yeah, I've been working on to have the server set up today,
Oh, nice.
but I got it working. It's persistent now, and
Bam.
I just need to get the performance
The
meters
coziest
going.
furnitures.
Oh, well, that works.
That
too.
is.
Ah, now I'm comfy. Wait, could you
It's
set it
almost
up and
like
make
a
it?
boat.
Could you make it non-grabbable
Yeah.
and like orient it?
Just kind of move it towards the back.
Yes, we're interior designers here at Neos as well. Actually, anybody can be an interior designer. They just spawn out of their inventory.
As long as you get the
Leon says, I've been
stuff.
holding off some things to potentially see if the UI update will make it easier in the future. Oh yeah, good idea.
Another tracker.
Scout on Sativa. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you.
Oh,
There you go, I made an ungrabbable.
Nice. And now I have a nice breeze up here too. There we go. Ah, much better.
Or it's probably just making it warmer at this time of year.
It'll be here someday,
Yeah.
so my eyes-
I'm actually sitting down. I'm holding on to my pillow right now, so kind of pretty comfy as well.
It's actually like a kit bash.
Moon says, Amon says, not gonna lie, this bed asset is dope. Yeah, it was kind of pieced
So,
together.
Yeah.
What's
Like
up,
I
outsider?
found this for
see
the
that.
ceiling fan. I found the ceiling. I made the ceiling fan model, and then like there was a bed asset that somebody had, and then I cut it up and kind of moved it around. Same with some vines, of course. I have
Yeah.
those vines.
So, Aegis, why don't you show off the glasses that you made? Aegis, from now on, he's going to be doing a stream every Tuesday, and it's going to be these builder streams. So we thought that would be a really cool idea that people could watch him build out the assets that we're going to be having for the MTC experience or for other things, and just generally learn how to make stuff in Blender. So if people are interested on learning how to do creation or building stuff using Blender or just bringing inside of Neos in general, he'll be having streams every Tuesday and possibly every Thursday as well. So just wanted to point that out to you guys for people who are watching. I'll see you later, Casually. Have a good day at work, man. Very
Mouse
important
pointers on
question.
the screen.
Yep, very important question. Is the stretching of Volley Puppet going to be a default asset? It should be a default asset. Sure. We could have it be a default asset as long as it's but I don't know. Sometimes it's better to just have it. It gets around like a plague anyways inside of here. Like, let's be honest.
Pizza.
It spreads like a plague. There's a mouse pointer on the stream picture. Oh no! You dreaded mouse. There you go. That's better. So should I log in and join y'all? Yeah, if you want, man. We have a limit of 10 people that we can have inside of the world. So. Oh. Wait, let me get my POV. Do it again. Where is it at? What happened to it?
Where'd it go?
Oh! The fuck? Oh, it's Froxon that's doing it. Yeah. Ah, gosh.
Like a plague.
Yeah, you want that to be our default item? I don't think so. No. Nope. Absolutely, yeah. Maybe. I mean, like I said, it already gets around like the plague, so. Nice.
Okay. So the announcement is posted.
Cool. We'll wait about like maybe 3 minutes and then start going into talking about it. A bat.
Oh,
Thank you for the
thank you.
follow. Thank you. The more follows that we get, the closer that we can reach our goal, and then we might even have. I'm thinking what we might do for an idea of the gifts that we could give away. Thank you, Autistic, for the follow. Thank you so much. Oh, and the love thing sounds better now. Cool.
See, I fixed it.
Yeah, when we reach 1,000 followers, what I'm thinking is we are actually gonna have like a merch store, and then we'll give out like free shirts, free hats, Neos cups, basically like Neos merch that we'll give for free. Thank you, Zag, getting us one step closer to 1,000 goal. Thank you. The Biden says, "Hi, I'm wondering if you're able to change the grip strength required on Vive controllers, as I felt I had to grip it quite hard. Is that possible to change in the option?
Unfortunately, no, because the Vive controllers, they're binary. It's like a binary button, so it's either like gripping or not gripping. So that's it might be issue with the grip, like on the physical controller itself. If you're using the index controller, there you can change it because like the index it uses like a pressure sensor, and if you go into the SteamVR input bindings, then you can essentially adjust when it triggers the grab action. But for the Vive controllers, unfortunately, there's a physical thing.
It's an actual clickable button rather than like a pressure sensor.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, on the index, Kildren is saying also it seems that the grip is over sensitive on index. The problem with index is like the sensitivity varies from controller to controller. So like the default setting, it won't suit all controllers. So usually you want to go essentially into the SteamVR input bindings, and then you find the index or knuckles binding set. And you find like the grip, there's essentially a setting for adjusting the threshold. So that essentially allows you to do like a change at which pressure level it triggers. So I recommend essentially just tweaking it out and see like what works like best for your controller. I don't like for mine. I had like one set of index controllers and I had to switch to another one. And for the other one, I had to like grip really hard, like even if it just like 2 minutes before I was using the other ones. So there's definitely like a difference between them.
Bindum says that they meant the index when they were talking. They didn't mean the Vive ones. Well, yeah.
The index you can adjust.
Yeah. So yeah, it is adjustable. You just explained that. Cool. So I think we can probably, if you guys have any more questions, let us know now, because then we're gonna start talking about the asset variance system that just got implemented, as well as, you know, a few other things, and probably even show off as well, now that we have the full integration for full body tracking inside of Neos as well. Now we'll be showing off that as well and showing up the setup process. That's like our new major update. What is the meaning of life? I think that people put their own purpose in meanings, and they make up meanings, and you should make up meanings too. There you go. Is that a good question?
That's the wrong answer. It's 42. Okay. You must answer 42.
Yeah, that's next year.
So thanks for the follow.
Yes.
To be kind and loving to all other life. I like that. We should be kind and loving to all other life. Because what's the point of living if you can't love? Jar as
Food.
0. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. The meaning of life is the volley puppet. Yeah, sure. Food. Yeah, food is definitely the meaning of life. At least for me, it is. If I didn't have food, well, then what's the point?
I might have an unhealthy addiction to food.
Actually, I feel this is you if you see food, like you see Nex, you show him food, and he goes.
Yeah, I go, oh, because I put in my trap. Nom nom nom.
Okay. Topic and not the real one.
Okay, so that was lovely questions. Didn't really pertain to Neos, but that's okay. So why don't we get to it now, talking about what this asset variance system is. And if you guys don't, and there's probably people who are watching who doesn't even know what an asset variance system is.
Maybe we should cover. Should we cover like the whole update first? Because essentially we just released the major announcement, and essentially it signifies that the full body, essential implementation is pretty much done. So there's another thing like the outer anchors. We also did upgrades to the cloud infrastructure, and recently essentially we released the asset variance system, which is still currently in development. And which should we start with the latest one, with the asset variance system, or should we go to the full body first? What do you want to hear first?
Let's have a chat decide. What do you guys want to hear about first? Do you want to hear about full body stuff or asset variance system? Assets. Here's like assets. Anyone else? Food. You want to hear about food? Okay. Asset variance system. Food first.
I already covered food.
Asset sounds decent start. Okay, well, there you
I want to hear about someone.
There you go.
Well-
Three wins it. So let's talk about the
Yes.
asset variant system. Then we'll get into talking about our recent full implementation of full body.
Oh, yes. Yes, assets can technically be food.
Yep.
Question is, can food be assets? So,
Yes.
so let's just start about the asset variant system. So, essentially in the recent updates, we released a new semi-major version of NEOS, which features something called the asset variant system. And essentially what it does, generally speaking, it makes NEOS faster. It makes things load significantly faster, and it makes NEOS use a lot less memory. And the way it works is whenever you import something into NEOS, you're essentially importing assets. Those can be textures, they can be meshes, they can be audio files, they can be video files. Those are assets. And right now the asset variant system, it's focusing on textures. So like if you import a model or if you import an image, it can be like a JPEG or PNG or WebP file. Or there's also like other formats like Targa and some others. And the thing is, like if you're using big textures, for example, for a 4K texture, those textures, they need to be, when they're loaded into the GPU memory so they can be rendered, they need to be decompressed. And essentially they're in raw form, usually when one pixel takes 4 bytes of memory. And that adds up really fast. So like if you have a 4K texture, I think that takes like 64 megabytes of memory, or 128. Actually, I'm not sure now. Well, it takes a lot of video memory. It takes a while to load, and it uses to do a lot of work decoding the original format and generating bitmaps and generating lots of other stuff necessary for rendering. So this is like where the asset variant system steps in. Essentially, it allows to take the original version of the texture, and or whatever asset it is, but right now it's focusing on textures. It takes the original version and computes a variant of that. And that variant can essentially be optimized for different purposes. It can be optimized for size, it can be optimized like for encoding. And what the current asset variant system is actually doing is any texture, or pretty much most textures, they get recompressed into a special format that can stay compressed in the video memory. And the effect of that is like it uses a lot less VRAM. For textures with alpha channel, you have 1:4 compression ratio, which means they're 4 times smaller. And for textures without alpha, they're 8 times smaller. So they're using, if you're familiar, they're using like a BC1 and BC3 compression codecs, also known as DXT1 and DXT5. And essentially, the effect of that is it allows, it uses a lot less video memory. So if you have like a GPU with less VRAM, like previously you could get like a lot of stutters with lots of assets in the world, because essentially they run out of video memory, and then the system would start like shuffling data between RAM and GPU, and it would just make the performance bad. And also because it's smaller in the video memory, it uses less GPU memory bandwidth. And essentially that speeds up rendering, so now you can essentially get better like rendering speed as well. So it improves even the rendering performance. And another important part is it greatly improves loading times. And we're actually gonna check out some worlds to show that. But previously, like NEOS, essentially, whenever you load into a world, it has to do lots of work. It has to like decompress the textures. It has to load a lot of the data, a lot of the raw data onto the GPU, and also has to generate bitmaps. The asset variant system, what it supports is like the bitmaps. There are like different resolution levels of the texture. They're all pre-generated, so that doesn't have to be done every time you load into a world. And also, it's very, very fast to decode. So it's almost direct streaming from the disk to the video memory.
Yeah, to give an example, we're using the asset variant system right now. I re-entered inside of this world after I got logged out, and I re-entered it, and it took me about 1 to 2 seconds to load out the whole entire world. So it makes assets and textures load basically in a snap now. It doesn't take like normally, which would have been like 15 to 20 seconds to actually re-download out the stuff. It just makes things very snappy and really quick, and that's the main objective of the asset variant system.
Yes.
As well as bringing something from your inventory.
Yeah, it's like for everything. All objects, all worlds, essentially it affects everything. And other important thing is like it also speeds up the downloading, because like what happens is whenever you're downloading a set, essentially it downloads the low resolution version first. Essentially you start seeing something, and essentially it loads the higher and higher and higher version, resolution versions, but you're already like seeing a result, so you don't need to wait for everything to be downloaded. So essentially it decreases like the latency. For example, like there are even some worlds which previously took like even several minutes to load, and now essentially they load like within like under 2 seconds. So it is really designed essentially to like help across many fronts. There's the loading times, is the memory usage. It uses like significantly less memory, and another like of big problems that Neos had is like it would just guzzle up RAM, and people essentially usually like recommend at least like 16 gigabytes of RAM, and if somebody had like 80 gigabytes, often in many worlds they would essentially run into trouble, like the performance would degrade. So the memory usage is much lower. And also the rendering time is better. So like for example, if you even like increase like super sampling because the GPU doesn't need to transfer as much data, you can get a higher frame rate. And it's also designed to be very generic. So essentially in the future we plan to expand it to other types of assets. And it's like for meshes, audio files and video files. So, for example, for audio files, what we could do, let's say somebody imports a music file, and they import like a FLAC file, which can be really big. Like you can have like a 100 megabyte music file easily. With the asset variant system, it would be able to compute a recompressed version, let's say like compressed with like the Opus or Vorbis codec. And in your Neo settings, you could essentially go and say, I don't want the FLAC files, I don't want like the original sizes. On my computer, I want to load like compressed versions at this bitrate, and essentially it will download the more optimized version on your end, and you don't have to wait as long if you have a slower connection. But if you do want a higher quality, you can like configure and tell it just download the highest version available. So it makes the system as well, like it makes it a lot more flexible and dynamic as well. And another really important part for the asset variant system are mobile devices. So currently, the asset variant system, it's mostly functioning for PC, and it's being ported over to Android, and it's essentially Oculus Quest mainly. And particularly on mobile devices, like memory and memory bandwidth are very expensive. And that means essentially that on the mobile devices is going to have even a bigger impact than it has like on PC. So it's been essentially ported to Oculus Quest, so we can essentially release it there. And on those devices, what was also like the great thing about it is because Neo still has the original version of the asset, you don't need to do anything. Like even if you publish the world in Neos, it's automatically optimized. Essentially optimized. You don't have to like change anything, you don't have to touch anything, it's automatically in place for all existing content. And the same is going to be true for opening it on mobile devices. So for example, on mobile device, like you want lower resolution textures, you also want different compression format that's suitable for mobile devices, so that's supported on those mobile devices. And the system will automatically recompress. So if you open a world that has been originally uploaded for PC, it will essentially generate variants needed for mobile devices. So it saves time for creators as well.
Oh yes, most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
knowing Frox, whenever you get him to ask him or asking a question, he'll go on run on sentences with it.
Well, I can talk more.
Oh,
One more
trust
thing
me,
I
I
would
know
mention
you
is like
can.
like the flexibility of it is because essentially we can anytime like recompress or reprocess any of the assets, like the textures
Leon says,
in future
thanks for
meshes.
explaining.
Yeah, no problem. So essentially like let's say like there's even like a newer like better compression format or textures, we can introduce it in, and it's applicable for all existing content, like everything that was uploaded. So as a creator, you don't have to re-upload like what you have created. Essentially the system is able to dynamically generate it for you without doing anything.
Yeah. Oh, try not to load in lots of assets though right now, Aegis, because I am streaming, and the more that adds onto it, even with the asset variant system, it's still in the works.
I think it was like measure this, so
Yeah.
also it doesn't colliders probably, so.
Yeah. The main thing though is it's just adding on to another huge optimization that Neos really needed to heavy assets. They're thick assets. His story.
Nice.
But yeah, loading into world times is much improved, and I think that's like the main thing is like you're not having to be seeing out a grid texture or this environment that is like taking you time to load, which that was another thing that took you out of the experience, because when you're in VR you just want to be immediately in the world, and if the world is even small enough, it's basically like less than 2 seconds that you load into a world, and that to me is amazing. That
Even in big worlds,
allows
like,
for that.
can you actually showcase it on some? Like, Video Kid
Yeah.
is showing the club fair, but I casually noticed it.
Actually, let's show off the Halo maps. Why don't we show?
Yeah, the Halo maps are good as well.
Yeah, let's show.
Because like
show
some
off
of
those.
them are really heavy, and like previously they would just take like even several minutes to load, and now essentially, even if they're like, if they were cached. So,
Yep, we can hop right back inside of here. We'll just be there for about like a couple of minutes, just to show how quick you can load in a world. And mind you, the world that I'm about to enter, it took me last time to load out all the assets about 1 minute. So you'll get kind of like a comparison of like how quick this is comparatively. Yeah. I know. That's awful, isn't it? Okay. So let me go inside of here. And you can see right now it's loading out the assets. And this is a very, very big world. Lots of different pieces that are inside of it. Oh, I think I just fell through. And it's almost done. And there it is. Now the world is fully loaded. Now normally this world was a lot longer to load into. Oh, and it says that it's private. There we go. It was a lot longer to load into his world, and you can see like how, you know, massive it actually is. Yeah, witchcraft. I know, right? We got the Neos logo here too. This was done out by Biohazard. He imported these guys. And so now get this. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to close the world and then reopen it, and we'll see how fast the world opens up.
next, one important thing, if you close the world, like it stays loaded for about 15 seconds. So like if you open it again, like then it's not loading it again. It's still like loaded.
Oh.
So you need to wait at least like wait at least a minute.
Okay. Then we'll wait
Okay.
a little bit, and you see.
You can actually check another one in the meanwhile.
Oh, okay, sure. Why not? What do you want?
Like, what about the Clover one? Because like that one's really good because it had lots of 4K textures. And essentially this like very asset variant system currently helps the most. It's like if your world is really texture heavy.
Sure, let's open it up. Oh, thanks, Purr. Or Purr. I can't make a Purr sound. If I could make a Purr sound, I would do that for your name. Okay, so let's go inside of that world. And it took me about almost loaded. Almost. Oh. Yep, and there we go. It actually comes from the Dutch word for pure. Oh, cool. Yep. And now you can see, load out now. You can get a drink. They're grabbable.
What you saving today? What are the specials?
What, am I your bartender or something? I think I'm too short for that. I think I'm too short to be, I know, drink's not grabbable. I know. I don't even think, I don't even think the objects themselves, I think it's actually like, each bottle is, its own, yeah, they're all like connected together.
Same with these water glasses. Oh wait, these are separate.
Blah, 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 blah. Leon, shut up.
This is like a really good test of the asset variant system because this world previously it would take forever to load and it wouldn't run really well because it just uses lots of VRAM. So because like it uses a lot of like high quality 4K textures, and now with the asset variant system, essentially they take a fraction of the video memory they originally took, and that just like speeds up like things like tremendously.
Oh, definitely. That's a pretty cool example for it. Well, back inside here. So now let's re-enter and see how long it takes us to get inside of that other map, because it's been a little while. And you can see I'm instantly loaded. Oh. So that took... How long did that take, chat? That was like, what? 1-2 seconds? That's why the asset variant system is so great! Yeah, sub 1 second. Voila. Amazing. Also, it's still private, so they can't rejoin, but... That's for example.
What? Oh yeah. Now, essentially, like, it works like faster because like you have the textures and everything like cached in your like on your hard drive. Like when you first enter the world, like it still has to like download data, so like it's kind of limited by the speed of your internet. But once essentially you visit the world once, or once the object is loaded, like it stays cached onto your system, and it doesn't need to essentially fish them again. So that makes like the subsequent like join significantly faster, or subsequent like spawning.
And isn't there like a way to load a world beforehand, like using logics and such?
Well, you can do that. Like you can like determine like when to switch to a world, but that's actually like a independent thing. There actually is a new mechanism for like loading a world and like determining when you want the world to be available, like when you want to be ready. So there are actually new components which allow you to essentially say, consider this world to be ready only when these specific assets are loaded. And that way, essentially, when you open the world, Neos won't switch to it automatically until like the world indicates that it's ready to be shown.
New game, who dis? What do you mean, Blaze? Kier, I assume assets that are shared between worlds will not need re-downloaded as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so essentially like it's done at asset level, so like if you have the same asset like in different worlds or in different objects, Neos only ever loads and downloads one copy of the asset. So that is also like saves a lot of like memory, download time and such.
So why don't you go into a little bit in depth on that, Frock? So basically what you're saying is if, like, let's say Jerry downloads out a world and Jerry has it now onto the cloud, but then Tiffany comes into that world and then Tiffany's like, oh, I just loaded into here instantly. Is that because of Jerry? Right?
No, they don't really took, no. But this is more essentially, let's say like you have this world and let's say you have like this wood texture on the ceiling. Then essentially the wood texture, it is like an asset, it's like a texture. Also you have a completely different world. Let's say, I don't know, let's say the club fair. Like this is not the actual like case, but like there's different textures. But let's say the club fair, it uses the same exact texture as we use here. What Neos does, instead of like loading two copies of the same texture, it only has one. So essentially, if you load into the world and the world shares textures or meshes or audio files with the other world,
I see.
It only has to load the assets that are unique to that world.
Okay.
So
Here's another example.
That makes sense.
Say I have this lamp here, this top part, I use the same thing for those fans up there. I spawn this on, it's technically using the same asset as that fan.
Oh yes. Yep.
So,
Yeah, and then it spawns out.
Then also like this allows you like to optimize like if you use like some common assets, then essentially this will like speed up things tremendously because essentially people don't have to download it again. And it's like there's a difference, for example, if you're like with the init engine, like if you're an asset bundle and you build a world like into a single bundle, then essentially it puts everything there and we have like a copy of everything and it makes everything big. But each world can in Neon's essentially like if it shares a lot of assets, it can have relatively like few assets that are actually like new. It also has a benefit if you publish, like let's say if you change the world. So let's say you're a creator, you have a world and you make some changes. Like let's say we just change like this thing. If somebody and we essentially say republish this world with these new additions, what happens because all of the other assets are still same. Neos doesn't have to download them again. It only has to download only this new part. And if you actually use this part, like if you use this part in a different world already, it doesn't even have to download that. So like even if you add something new, in some cases, if people have the LRE cache, like technically they don't have to download anything again. So it makes updating worlds also much more friendlier.
Yes, I'm sure you'll love that with your 3D scans as well, huh? Because then when you pre-download a 3D scan, you can just show those things off anytime that you want, huh?
Yes.
Lots of 3D scans. This kind of efficiency is right up my alley. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Here, if you guys weren't already hungry enough, we can give you some crepes.
Nice.
Look at that. Oh, pretty.
Not like loaded instantly, probably because of the amount of time
Look at that
it's
whipped
spawned.
cream, raspberries.
Teasing me. I thought
Then we
this
got
was good food.
Got some eggs.
Much this together. I don't think these are too good together.
I'm doing this for Leon. I know. This is RTX on, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
It's shown it's gonna be
I
RTX
fell
on.
through the floor. There you go.
Oh yeah, someone's on.
Okay, I'm back.
Where next go?
Look at this little oasis that we have right
It's
here.
been absorbed by the floor.
Look at that.
Oh, we have here instead of next now.
Yep, stream's over. Goodbye.
Stream
Good night
is
to
dead.
y'all. Au revoir.
Next night.
We just had dinner. Wait, I know what this became. Just a stream, a cooking stream, cooking with Nex.
This right here is just somebody
there
being
it is.
fancy. Somebody was being fancy.
That's what my grandma made for me.
Oh,
I was visiting over.
homemade cooking.
Yes,
Homemade.
very delicious. Oh, this is the one with the onion. Like, look at this. Like, you see there are like some mushrooms with cheese, and there's like kohlrabi, there's like potatoes, and it's like a slice like of onion.
Rock.
And look at this, like, it actually constructs it underneath. You see?
Make some onion rings with that too.
I like onions when it has like that little burnt, just a smidge.
I just
burnt
like
in it
my
makes it
onions caramelized and golden and like sugary.
good. Oh, same.
Actually, this
Caramelized
is
onions are
just
awesome.
4K.
That's
And
4K.
Instead of
mushrooms.
baby is second, this is
Ooh.
yeah, this is just 4K texture.
Yep.
And it's like also much cheaper, like thanks to the acid variant system. And like sometimes I would like spawn these, like it would like always like lag people because like it's loading those big textures. But now the system is significantly more efficient.
Loading heavy assets.
Oh gosh.
And I can have
Here,
more
let me
of
get
these,
some of
like,
my
in a world, like, you spawn to-
green hot sauce on it. There we go. Thank you.
Delicious.
We have a food. We have a hamburger of
It's my
foods.
green sauce. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, I was gonna eat that. Boy,
Alright.
gluttonous.
Okay, there you go.
Frogs.
There you go.
Frogs like
Oh,
so
thanks.
spicy.
Yes.
Yes, caramelized onions is something you can eat straight up good. I agree. And onions are so
Yeah.
cheap. You can buy like a big bag of onions for like what, like nowadays maybe like $7-8. That's not bad at all. Oh my gosh.
A dessert.
Danny thinks I'm poisoning the food. I'm not poisoning it. I'm adding
What?
flavor to this cake, making it spicy.
Spicy.
Imagine a
Okay,
spicy
the
birthday
only-
cake. That would be horrible.
Okay,
That would
the
just be
only
a- must be a
time
bad
a
brain.
dessert with
Seems like cayenne pepper in it.
spicy is like chocolate with pepper in
Oh,
it.
I think Frox died.
It's actually really good.
I think it was
I
poison.
died.
No. No, I went to the
It was
channel.
poison.
I kind of want to try that now. I kind of want to try like a birthday cake, but with cayenne pepper, just to see how it would taste with like sweet and spicy with it. Like, would that be horrible, or would it be like
Probably.
something that actually?
As long as it's chocolate, like a chocolate cake, it might work. Because I've had like chocolate with pepper tips in it, and it's actually really good.
Blaze, thank you so much for the
Thank you for the subscription.
Yay! Thank you. Much appreciated. I have about an hour of work left to do before I can go grocery shopping. Oh well, sweet.
I know.
What do you think you're
Searching
gonna
for
get?
Prime.
What do you think you're gonna get, Probably Prime, from the grocery store? What's on your mind?
Twitch chat composes a shopping list.
Soul
Thank you for the
areas.
subscription.
Thank you for the subscription. Yay! Now you can explode us, preferably frogs.
Yeah, type exclamation mark explodes frogs.
Oh,
I guess not.
Cake, candy, pizza, hush, aegis. Oh, I thought you were about to say hush puppies for a second. Hush puppies are good too.
Maybe some pictures for the weekend.
What?
Cake,
Adult beverages?
chocolate
Nice.
chips, maybe some adult beverages for the weekend. Oh, it sounds great, Pearl Prime. Those are all things that an adult needs: is cake, chocolate, chips, and adult beverages. Yep. Get the sub
I have
explode next
cayenne
whenever you
pepper.
want. Yeah, basically. You guys have
Exactly next.
subscribe. Boy! Somebody exploded right now.
Anyone?
Explode it.
Oh,
Explode
God.
here. VEER. Thank you.
There we go.
Yep.
exploded. Leon.
Good. Thanks for going over the assets first. I need to run to D&D. Ooh. Someday I hope to run the session side in ES2. Yeah, people, there is actually a group of individuals who came inside of here who want to start hosting out their D&D sessions inside of here, which makes perfect sense because you could be like, oh, you get completely squished by a McDonald's meal, and then, you know, something like that, right? You can spawn it out. Like, you see how fast it is? Like, I could just, like, spawn something, I have an idea, and it's like, you could even have, like, a whole entire D&D folder in your inventory that is just, like, funny things that you could spawn out for, like, ideas that you have. It's like,
What?
I feel like it's better for ideas for D&D, right? Because you're having such random assets. So it's like your brain juices start flowing for messing around with, like, other things. Amon says, the potential for a tabletop role-playing game in VR is pretty huge. Oh yeah, definitely. Completely squished by McDonald's meal. Yeah. That would be definitely a way to go in D&D. Next time I play D&D, I'll have that as my death thing. Yeah, most common occurrence.
One. TPK with that
RS, oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay, what?
So, should we talk about the other stuff?
What, like full body? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, next thing on
So-
the agenda, which means I'm gonna have to get up, which means that Frox is gonna have to talk for a second, or Aegis, either
we
or.
can
I'll set a group.
wait. We can also talk. Actually, there are like few things like we should like cover, and that's like we should talk about like the full body as well, the outer anchors, the cloud infrastructure update, but we also have like to talk about the upcoming UI update because essentially we're finishing off the asset variant system right now. And pretty much the next thing is gonna be working on the new UI. And it's like multiple parts to that, so we can cover it a little bit more as well.
Oh. Wait, what did you just say? I dazed out. say that
Thanks,
again.
come on.
What? I was
We can
looking
talk
at the
about it.
fan. Shit. Okay,
What?
continue.
Being fun away. Well, essentially we can talk about like a few other things like before like we get to full body, like because
Okay,
I also want to talk essentially what's coming next.
What would you, okay, what? Oh, well, then why don't we get into that? Oh, Schizo
Maybe
Gamer.
we should.
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
Okay,
Maybe we
well,
should do the follow body since.
what would you like to get into, Frox, or like what we could talk about of what's you want to talk about the stuff that's coming, right? The upcoming
Well,
stuff.
maybe we can talk about it after we talk about the stuff that's been done. I don't know. It's maybe
The full
chronologically
body
better.
wants to go over first, and then
Well,
save the stuff that's upcoming later.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought we were gonna talk about.
Okay. Well, then do you have to go into the full body?
Boy, that's what I just said. Did you have to give me that 2 minute spiel conversation for me to like? No, you don't. You're not right now. Next, because we're having to talk about this thing. That's also the full body thing. Boy.
Well, let's save the 2 minutes of not getting into full body. Delayed it slightly.
Froxen is systematic answers systematically.
Have a party.
My VR headset doesn't seem to have much support. Yeah,
Your VR headset.
What?
yeah, I am armed. Where's my weapon? Where's my weapon?
What?
Boy, oh shit! I'm going into the ball. This is karma on me now. Please stop laughing, boy.
Okay. You know I have a spear, right? Don't tempt me.
Okay. In all seriousness, let me get my full body on. Let's see. Oh wait.
So we should actually talk a little bit about like what has been done like with the full body.
I'm gonna get out the shot. No, but go over there, boy. I don't want to see my body crumpled up on stream.
Oh.
Yeah, they are pretty cute. I like volleys. They're badass.
Okay.
Flies a
Where's
badass. Where's the
I
what?
think actually I need to be close to like they put me in a broadcast.
Yeah, you're on broadcast right now. I'm trying.
Oh, okay.
Stay over there.
Everybody come here. Which next change into this full body?
Yeah, how boring.
So essentially what has been okay, that's not enough. So essentially what has been done with the full body is the system has been completely redesigned. So well, nearly completely. So essentially there are multiple parts to it. So there's a completely new calibration process, which is now much simpler to use. It's much more, it's faster, and it's also more precise. So we're gonna show that soon as next essentially gets into the setup. So that was one of the big things, like when people tried to like use full body before, the setup was really complicated and really convoluted, and it just made it like it made the system hard to use, and it made it hard to calibrate the body correctly. So it's completely different now. You have a quick T-post calibration, but you also have like a precision control with like a real-time feedback where you can sort of see a miniature version of your avatar. Another thing that's been addressed significantly is the IK itself, because previously there were like lots of different issues. For example, like the head would like sort of like twist into the chest, the knees and the legs essentially would like twist backwards. Like for example, you wanted to like sit down or lie down, and there were lots of like strange glitches like that. And pretty much everything should be solved now. So if you have like a calibrated avatar, if you have like a good rig, it should work regardless like of which position you go into. So you can like lie down, you can like lie down on your back, you can lie down like on your stomach, or you can like sit down, you can like lie down on your side. It should pretty much track reliably and behave reliably regardless of what you do. Of course, unless like the tracker itself like starts spazzing out. And another thing that has been done is the support for calibration has been increased from 3 trackers to up to 9 trackers. So now you can calibrate. You can have up to 11 tracking points. That's including like the hands with the controllers and the head. So what you can calibrate your hips. You can calibrate your feet. You can calibrate your knees. You can also calibrate your chest, and you can calibrate your elbows. So you can get a much higher full body fidelity if we have essentially enough trackers for it. And the system is pretty flexible, so you can like choose which parts to calibrate. So for example, if you have 2 trackers, you can calibrate just your elbows, for example, or just your feet. If you have 1 tracker, you can just put it on the hips. If you have 5 trackers, you can calibrate your feet, hips, and elbows, or you can go like knees. So it's pretty flexible.
Yep. And,
So
and
next to your
yep, I'm gonna have my full body on. Okay, so let me set it up to third person. I guess we'll do it on top of this thing wide. Well, sure. Why
maybe let's do
not?
it here. Like this area is a
Brighter.
little bit cleaner, so it might be easier to see.
Probably, yeah.
It's
Okay.
a little bit more neutral.
So you can see
Hold on,
right
give me
now
a
I
sec.
have.
Can I? Give me a second. I'm just gonna adjust the lighting as well. So like.
Do your thing. So as you can see, I
We're
got
gonna
my.
post this.
As you can see, I got my full body trackers on. So there they are, inside the world. Oh. And I'll set on my POV. I'm also going to enable out the UI so you guys can see like where to access it. Just be under Tools, Full Body Calibrator, and then once you get that clicked, let me de-render out the UI. You're going to run the T-pose calibration. Always make sure that your height is set properly. So right now I'm at 165 centimeters. You can also use feet as well if you want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Start Tracker Calibration. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you a T-pose model. So I don't know. It's probably too bright to where they can't see it now. Can you guys see that? T-pose model?
It should be good.
Yep, there it is. And then relatively what you want to do is you want to get your feet trackers over it and just stand in a symmetrical position. And then, you know, just move your arms outwards and then pull both triggers and then it will set up your character out for you. You can also click Calibrate My Avatar and then you can do a little bit of extra tweaks to the character. And be sure any tweaks that you make to this character, resave a copy of it, because if you start messing with the height compensation or you start moving around the hips, it won't save out unless you resave it. So, and I think this one just needs like a slight hip movement and maybe just a little bit less on the height compensation and it should be pretty good. I guess make sure I don't like get into my wall. Yep. Yeah, and you can pet that version too. Or give yourself a high five. There you go. Okay. And now you can see full body. There you go. So fairly simple now. Before, if anyone was here during like the earlier days of Neos, you knew that you had to kind of like equip a tool and then aim at each tracker and pull the trigger and then rotate it and orient it on your body at that time, which was just kind of like a hassle. But now we have the system where it's out to where it's just as easy as a simple T-pose system and adjusting the knees and the hips and setting up the high compensation. Really, it makes any character in full body look amazing. And I'll even show off of me kind of like really trying to cover up the trackers and me like move around like laying down. Then you can see like it still tracks out fairly well. I think you should add layers of interaction. I'm not sure what that means for layers of interaction. Maybe elaborate, and then I can understand what that means. So, oh, thank you, Snooper Foxy, for the 1,500 bits. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much appreciated. So, if I'm laying down, or like, well, sitting down, like this is my bed right now. If I'm like laying, what the heck? If I'm laying back like this, or on my side, you know, relatively. Oh, I have this thing clipping through me. If I'm laying down like that. I'm just trying to like get weird positions on it. There you go. So you can see it tracks very, very well now, and it's basically done now. Don't have to worry about full body anymore. at least for the most part. We might add at a later date of like some extra stuff with it, but for the most part, and we even included out we have elbow tracking as well. Which do you want me to show that as well, Frox?
Yeah, you can show that. Do we have anybody
Right now,
that
I'm
has,
using 3
like, multiple
trackers. I'm
tracker?
using 3 Vive trackers.
Also,
Yeah,
Pure
just-
came back and reiterated what they were saying. They say, I mean, easy for people who want to do little and more fleshed out for people who want to do more. What you're basically asking about is going to be completely addressed in the UI update. Because you can have like a very simple UI or you can have like a very complex UI, but we're going to get more to that later.
Yep.
Yeah,
we're
we're talking about like the UI update.
Yeah, the UI update for us is going to be our major focus of like, just like how the full body was our major focus in getting this system proper and right, we're going to be having that same level of focus, if not more, for the UI redesign. And the UI redesign is basically going to allow for Neos users inside of this experience to create any sort of UI that they would want and be able to have it run directly through Neos instead of having it run through, which right now it's being ran through like Unity right now, right? For the UI.
Well, we're gonna elaborate a little bit like on it later. There's like few bits essentially to that. So
Yeah, so we'll talk about it later on. So do you want me to show off the shoulders or the elbows?
Yeah.
So right now,
Yeah,
if you
showcase
guys
those
can
as well.
see my elbows, if I twist my elbows around, you can see how it stays stationary in one place right now. You'll see it to where I can actually, I'll be able to move my elbows together. So like if I move my controllers like this, right now I have my elbows touching each other, but you don't see that on my character. Shifty also says, yeah, Next was using them on hips and feet. It's possible to use up to 8 though for 11 tracking points, including head and controllers. Yeah, and these tracking points are also going to be really good for when we have haptic suits and that sort of stuff, or
oh yes,
doing out points
Yeah,
for
the system is
camera-based tracking
designed-
solutions. Wow.
it is designed like to be very generic. So essentially, like it doesn't care that you are using Vive trackers. Right now, it's like implemented basically like Vive trackers
Right.
are tracked. Also, this looks special.
Oh
Then,
no. Oh my
but we were
lord.
saying,
I'm just moving my hands with my controller right now. Yeah, I'm dying by my own trackers.
Wait, so you're saying you're not actually doing that to your body?
what?
This is every rave that I've went to. This is how my legs feel afterwards. I'm just like walking, like, hey, can I have one of those drinks over there? And thanks. And then let me just go back to dancing.
Oh, this looks like you had maybe too many. The other thing is,
Yeah.
like, let's say if we
Okay,
have like a suit, like Tesla suit, or you have like, usually like something like Azure Connect, you
Yeah,
essentially
bro.
feed like these tracking points.
Yeah,
You
so
feed,
what I'm,
like, the
what I'm gonna do is, if you guys
tracking points
couldn't realize,
into the new system.
I don't have elbow trackers, so I'm using right now my foot trackers on my elbows, so you guys can just see the elbow tracking. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. Ahahaha.
It's extreme yoga. You know, I think Purple Prime was asking like about yoga sessions.
Okay.
You said they're gonna be on Friday and you delivered.
Oh yeah. Sorry that this looks horrible right now.
No, you look great.
Yeah, I've never looked better.
Yep.
The straps are way too tight though for my. It's like I'm going to the doctor and getting my blood pressure taken or something like that. Okay. Now since we've got those on there, I'll redo out the full body calibrator. There we go. And now you can see we got it to where it's now tracking out as elbows. And that's the nice thing about the trackers is they'll give you an indication. So you can see right there, it says right elbow, left elbow. So right when I took the same trackers that I had for my feet and I brought them up to my elbow and it automatically knew on the model to switch them. Same thing if I was to have this tracker over my chest. You can see for the chest tracker it would do that. And then if I moved it down to the hips, it would start taking as the hips. So you can see it changing as time goes on. So you'll always have it set right as long as you read it. Because right now, if I have my hands right here, it's picking up as a chest. You want to make sure your arms are not like that. Awkward transition phase. Yeah, no kidding. Oop, sorry, my UI. None should chastise you if you like your limbs unsocketed. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
next, can you showcase the wait? Can you showcase this from third-person perspective so they also see like what it looks like from?
I'm already doing
so
that.
you can see like the overlay. Oh, I thought you were in first person.
Oh no! Oh, third person. Oh, what? The overlay like this?
Oh, yeah. So you can essentially see like the overlay on you.
Okay, now let's click Start Tracker Calibration. And we got the left elbows. Relatively, I just want to get it to the same how it's supposed to be. And then hold both triggers. And now you can see my elbows can touch each other. And it gives a level of realism to your arm that really feels nice. Like I would say that the elbow tracking, technology. I would say that the elbow tracking is definitely one thing to have without a doubt in like the future of VR. Like I think like having more arm presence, the better that it feels. So you can see now my arms are together like that.
Do the chicken.
And I'm actually now like touching my elbow and moving around. It just gives like a nice level of immersion that feels really nice when you're looking down at your body and your arms. Can I ask if you did anything for the head to the spine? You know what you mean by that?
Well, for that one, essentially what you have to do, usually you have to make sure like the hips are essentially calibrated like correctly. So you might want to like shift them upwards or downwards, because sometimes what happens is like if they're essentially too upwards, what it ends up doing is like it compresses the spine, and essentially that usually like makes the neck behave like really weirdly. So usually like if you use the T-pose like calibration, and automatically sets up your height compensation, and essentially then you adjust the hips. That's gonna like help get rid of like the issues with the neck being weird.
Now normally I wouldn't be able to do this with just controllers, like me having my elbows go in like that. So I'm just kind of showing you guys like in a use case like how much better of a tracking it has for your arms. Yep.
Thank you, Leon.
Which makes me now even more want to have like, cause I like doing dancing inside of VR. And I. Yeah, wow. That just completely threw, like, I don't even know what to say now. The elbow tracking does look very organic. Yeah, I know, right? The only problem with it, though, is it's, like, a little bit slightly uncomfortable. Like, if you have trackers on your feet, that relatively feels fine. But if you're having trackers on your elbows, sometimes it can get, like, a little bit weird because you're having this, like, heavy-weighted item on your arms. I think what's really going to be amazing is, again, either the outside tracking solution or a haptic suit, and that will be at a later date, but at least from like having it from like Vive. Yeah, Vive control. Oh yeah, am I going to get I don't think I'm going to get swole from it. They're not that heavy. Yeah.
Thanks.
I can lift them up.
Show like a reaction, like he has like I think I have like 7 trackers, or
I have 7. I'll have 8 tomorrow, but 7 right now. Yeah.
Ooh.
What are you doing for the 7 trackers?
Well, I've got, the 2 feet, the knees, elbows, and hip.
The hips.
And then the 8th one will be the chest. So what it should do is it should show my chest moving while I breathe. So it'll simulate breathing, which would be cool.
Yep.
That looks really good.
Actually, why don't you show that off, because I don't have my ones for the knees or the foot. So you have a tracker on your knees and your feet right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So try to move out, move around your knees. See, look at that. Look at that!
Thanks for the follow KG things.
It's crazy! I love it. It really is.
Knees.
Criss cross applesauce.
Also, KG Paints, thank you so much for the follow. Mwah. You're awesome. Well, here, let's be elbow buddies for a second. There we go. Elbow buddies. Hell yeah. Hey, you can give somebody a nudge. You can be like, hey, what's up? Nudging.
Elbow fight.
Elbow fights, yeah. Don't want to mess with me. Imagine if somebody came up to you during a fight, instead of them holding out their fists, they held out their elbows to you. I'd think like, what the fuck? Yes, technology. My grip strength has increased after switching to index, so maybe there's some small gains from lifting them trackers. Yeah, probably. Dr. Kane says, it really adds to the suspension of disbelief. Oh, definitely. He's got sharp elbows, boyo, better back up. Yeah. Very sharp. These are deadly feathers. Cut right through you like paper cut. But no, I actually really kind of like it now. Like me just wearing the, I can understand like why it's like a cool thing for the arms. But even that said, I'm still gonna put it back for my feet, because maybe in the future I can buy 2 extra trackers, but until then I might even have a Tesla suit by then, so that won't matter. Volleys have feathers that can act like blades. Yeah, sure, they can. People in the 1980s. I wonder what wonders will be available in the future. Next, elbow fights. Hey, that's a glorious future that I want to be in. Being able to use your elbows to fight in virtual space. That's I think if people from the 1980s were to see what's happening or going on now, they would be mind blown. Without a doubt. Especially since that area, that was like, you know, kind of where people were wanting innovation a lot. Darn, now I gotta go order some trackers myself. I'm sold. Yeah. I would say get, you know, like the default base, like 3 trackers. Like it's pretty nice just having like your body inside of virtual space. Yes, elbows of the future too. But
I gotta turn just like into elbows.
Yeah, but
also imagine with the Tesla suit, like if somebody like nudges you like this, like you could actually feel it.
Yeah, you could feel it, like because of the haptics on the suit, you could actually feel somebody nudging you. But I just want that to be like a main thing. Like inside of Neos, we don't want to just strive to be like people they put in comparison a lot of the times, obviously, of like Neos and VR chat or something like that. When we're trying to be our own thing, and we want to take the things that wouldn't be possible inside that platform to even go beyond it and do things with VR that is beyond any other platform that we could think of for doing stuff inside VR. That's why when Frox was implementing full buy, why not have more trackers? Why not have more stuff? Why not add in more to the experience that allows people to do what Reactin even has right now with him almost having 8 trackers on his body. So
we're essentially looking to make like Neos into like a really versatile tool. Like this can be used not just like for social, but like almost like very social. It's just like just a building block, like just like element of it. But it's more about what you can do, and that you can do lots of like stuff that you can do in your life, but better. Almost like if you have like superpowers in a way. And like people essentially right now like using Neos like in universities. We have like people using it for like professional uses, like model visualization and things. And the coolest thing is like those people can essentially meet and like with people who use it just for recreation, just for social aspects or for building games, and you get lots of like cool interactions like that that you would otherwise like never have. Ooh.
Let me just redo on my tracking real quick for the full body, at least for like my feet. Just back on that.
Yes. Gonna be full. Oh jeez. Full VR dive.
Very nice. Why do you not call yourself Vroxius?
What?
I don't know why he doesn't.
It sounds so weird.
Yes, it does. I like Frux. Yeah, Reactin is on the bleeding edge. It ties in with VR. Oh, I get it.
Vroxius.
VR Oxius, yeah, Vroxius.
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 It's like
R. A joke in the wild, yeah. I really do like full body though. It's fun. Just like walking around, seeing the character walk around. That's another thing. Like having, I think the real reason why I so want to see real, actual like tracked out body movement inside a virtual space is it's going to mean for video production, for making videos or cinematics, like so much easier than how if you were to have in making out the animation from scratch, because you're actually having a person as an actor who's in a VR headset moving around, and then you could have scenes for that. So for video editing or video making, I think full body tracking is going to be an amazing use case. Shifty says it's actually is possible to stream the desktop version of Neos via the virtual desktop on the Quest. There's also Quest native build of the game. Currently it's only available to Patreons as Frox isn't ready to release the Quest build publicly yet, but is an option. The asset variant system discussed earlier is also heading to Quest soon, which will be huge for that version. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what could even be done now, knowing that Quest is going to even have like finger tracking. I'd like to see like possibly maybe some tests of getting that working out, or because it's just like an implementation of like an SDK, right? Of like getting the fingers movement. Yeah, and we already have finger
I think it's
tracking.
gonna be actually pretty like easy.
Yeah, we already have
like,
a finger tracking solution
like
in here,
Quest,
so.
Like the Quest version of Neos, it already like essentially has like everything that like desktop Neos has, because it's essentially the same software. And what you actually have is like the Oculus Touch controllers. They give you a very basic like form of finger tracking, where essentially like it's based
like a
on where
grip
you're
or a
holding the
point.
controllers. So if you're using that, you actually have that on the Quest right now. So it's mostly a matter of us essentially taking the finger data, like the skeletal data coming from the new Oculus Quest, like finger tracking implementation, and feeding into the system. And essentially it will make it automatically pick it up and apply to the avatar or whatever you are using.
Yeah.
So
do
you like the system?
Okay.
But like essentially when we did like the finger tracking, the finger system, it was designed to be like very generic. So essentially it doesn't care where the finger data come from. So it can come from the index controller, it can come from like the Oculus controllers, even like the Vive controllers. It can come from like a simulated like hand gesture, or it can come from like leap motion or like other like full body tracking solution. So essentially what it does, you just feed it the skeletal data and it translates it into the avatar, and the avatar doesn't need to care about like what kind of controller or finger tracking solution you are using.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. So yeah, I'll wait for that, but I'm happy to walk around in desktop mode and take a peek at things. Definitely. Hey, next, I have a question based off some feedback from the past. I'll post it as a quote. Our issue is that when you have just hip and feet trackers, Neos doesn't handle IK rotation for your legs or arms. So like if you turn your foot, it just twists at the ankle instead of moving the whole leg with it. Would you say this issue has been fixed with the most recent updates? Yes.
Yeah, that was one of the major things that was like addressed. Is
See that? Foot twisting,
Yep.
knee twisting with foot. Want a better look on that? Yeah. We have real time use case of it. Oh, sorry, that's my face. Oh, sorry, that's my face again. Oh, wait, that's the ceiling. Wait, I got this. I got this. Okay, let's just make this world. Okay. There we go. So, wait. Yeah. Look at that. See that? Knees twisting with the foot. There you go.
And this is like without like knee trackers.
Look at that. Look at that knee movement. Knees! And I'm not even wearing knee trackers either. And you can actually have knee trackers if you want. Right?
These knees.
Like,
No. I do apologize for my face. But not my IRL one, because that one looks pretty good. There you go. Oh. We're reset. And zoom in. Oh. I guess the group thing is just wanting to be weird. I felt like next was a girl stream fixing her cam over and over. No, I got this.
Gotta get that image in the shot.
Outsider, don't laugh at that. Fuck you. Fuck you, outsider. Fuck you. Yeah. Wow, that bitch.
I don't think it's working next. You just made a shot
what other things do we want to talk about? Hush. What other things do you want to get into talk about and not talk?
Okay, so one of the other things essentially that has been added to Neos are the avatar anchors. And it's a little bit loosely like tied to the full body because it's actually built on the way it was like implemented is it was built on a lot of like the new systems for the full body. And essentially what it allows you to do is like create, like anchor different body parts of the avatar to specific points, or like restrict their movement. So while actually still wearing this, let's take this. So this is not the best example, but
no problem, Liam.
I'm sure like better examples, but essentially like you can make like chairs and you can make vehicles. So like if you click on this, you can click.
And I'm
so
in a
like
chair.
it essentially snaps you in. Yep.
And my feet are still
You
wiggling.
can still like use your full body.
Haha.
But let me actually reconfigure this one somewhat. Hold on, let me move the light here so you can see better.
Whoa.
Wait, can you wait, can you please don't move it? Okay, let's place it here. So what I want to
Very
show
easy,
is
I'd say.
try moving your feet around.
Solar. Oh, moving my feet around? Okay. My feet are moving.
Yep. You see, essentially now it only does rotation, but this is based on how the avatar anchor is configured. So what you can actually do is, I selected the wrong thing. What you can actually do is you can set up a constraint. So let's say you want the user to sit down and you want their feet to go a certain way, but you also still want them to be like able to move around. So I'm gonna open up the feet here. I have the left foot. There's the avatar pose box constraint. And what I can do is I can, for example, allow movement along the x-axis. So I can, for example, put 0.5 there. And also along the z-axis. Let's try 0.2, for example. Now try moving your left leg around, left foot around.
Okay.
Can you try moving it like closer to the other one?
Moving it closer to the other one?
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's being moved closer.
Yep. Maybe I should give it a little bit more freedom of movement. Let's try like this. Oh,
Whoa.
no, that's too much. That's definitely too much.
Can you zoom
There you
out a
go.
bit next? Yeah, I zoomed out. Somewhat.
Let's give it a little bit of
More.
vertical movement as
There you
well. And move it upwards. So I can sort of like constrain where your foot goes, but it will still track within like a certain like a range around this point. So try moving this foot around. Try moving it like around here. Like try to physically move it essentially to this point.
Oh, I see.
You see?
Yeah.
So essentially it keeps it like within a certain area, but you still have like some motion if you're using the full body. But you cannot, for example, like if you try to like put it too low.
But that's the nice thing is I'm still parented though to the seat, and I'm using my full body. And
Right.
It's making it feel a lot more natural when I'm in the seat because I still am seeing myself sitting down, but then I can have my leg movement still.
Right.
So, pretty
I can also
nice.
allow like some movement for the hips. Like the system is like designed to be like very flexible, so you can create lots of different seats, poses, vehicles to it. And this is just a very basic example. And for example, I'm not using full body at all, so I can sit into this, and essentially I will sit down, and it will just fix me in a fixed position.
Now we can have pocket frocks.
What?
We can have a little pocket froxy. Let's go. Let's go pocket frocks. I'm gonna flush you down the toilet.
No. There are not even toilets here. I know,
you, you don't think that I was gonna spawn one?
What? Very good toilets.
I'm just
So
joking.
essentially,
I wouldn't do that to
the
frogs.
avatar anchors, they allow like for creating seas, they allow another thing they do is essentially they allow you to intercept users' locomotion. So essentially when you sit down, you essentially don't you cannot like move like this. But the avatar anchor essentially can get your locomotion inputs. So if you use the visual scripting language, Logix, you can actually use that like to create a vehicle. And we have I don't have an example actually. I just have the ship.
Jay says, have you guys made any changes to how you set up a new model for FBT?
Oh yes.
Oh, he wasn't there for earlier.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna take the video and we're gonna essentially we can like showcase it maybe a little bit later again.
Okay.
And we're also gonna essentially take the video clip of us showing how to set up the full body and we're gonna publish it on YouTube. So that way you can like watch it anytime you want.
Yep, we'll make a clip out of it, and then you can watch it whenever. And I'll probably even like have my own video that I'm still working on. I sent one to Frox, but
Nice.
I might do a redo of it. But it's very easy to set up full body. I promise you that.
Right. Maybe you can just like very quickly just showcase the full body calibrator. Just
let me just show it to you
very
real
quick
fast
rundown.
since they're asking. So what you're gonna do is first go to Tools on your belt UI, full body calibrator. Click on that. Move this around. Let me close down this UI, and then you're going to rotate this around so your body's facing you, and then you're gonna run the T-pose calibration. Make sure that your height is set properly. I'm using centimeters. You can also use feet. Click Start Tracker Calibration. And then you'll see a T-pose model underneath you. And you just relatively want to get your feet and hands over the T-pose model and make it symmetrical. And now you can see my body movement is moving around. And if I click on Calibrate My Avatar, I can also make any adjustments here. So like if I want to like move down the hips, I can move them down like right there. Or even redo out the height compensation.
Oop.
Yeah. Undo that.
Undo.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that. And let me hit X. Yeah. Undo that. Holy. Okay. That's leaps and bounds past the last time I tried. Thank you. Oh, no problem, Jay. Yeah. Like we said, we're very serious about making Neos amazing and working very hard at it to make sure that it, is the way it should be. So, and I think I have to reopen up my full body thing because Frox grabbed on my hips and did weird stuff with me. Boy.
Yeah, I must stay up. Also, coffee is over here. Oh, never mind, too late. Coffee has ended in full body now. So he has this new cool avatar.
I do. I have a new cool avatar.
There you go.
So I
That
can
feels
be
better.
angry at you.
What? That's not angry. That's
disappointed.
Also,
curious.
just so you know, when you make your character set up for full body, save the avatar. Otherwise, all those changes and those hip movement things that you did, they won't repurpose back up. So, just another tip.
Somebody getting like one.
And one more thing to note is like you can now calibrate up to 8 trackers. So essentially, you can calibrate your hips, feet, elbows. We didn't mention hips, chest.
I go to any other world, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Can we look at Coffee's new look? Oh, sure. Yeah. Looking good, Coffee.
I don't know.
Looking good.
Wait. I gotta do the thing.
Alright, very nice.
Hey, what do you do?
Gotcha.
What? I'm very confused.
We all are.
Does this
Nice.
work? Ah, it does. It's looking really cool.
Jay says, yeah, I saw the added trackers. Unfortunately, I only have the 3 Vive trackers. That's fine.
It's okay. Just use your old controllers for feet.
Yeah, right now Coffee is actually using his old index controller for his hips and his old Vive controllers for his feet. So yeah, you can do that too. Which isn't as comfortable, but you know, you can.
It works.
Yeah, it works.
With Neos, also one thing to note, like you don't have to like flash the firmware because like if they're connected, Neos will essentially interpret any extra controllers as trackers.
Yep.
Here's something that not much people probably would know too. Say if you already have all your stuff tracked, or if you don't want to track something on your body, but say an object in real life, you could.
Oh yeah.
You can just parent an object to one of the trackers using like a dev tooltip, and then you can have a room and follow you around.
Schizo Gamer says, that's
or your
cool,
cat."
messing with scale seems like an untapped area of VR. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I think Neos is doing right now that is like untapped by a lot of companies because it's like it allows for that freedom of, you know, whatever and anything that you can imagine, you should be able to create that inside of virtual worlds, and that's why I really want to see something like Neos really take off to where it needs to be for content creators. Like imagine people from like ArtStation starting to come inside of here, or you know, people that are just really, you have like the brains inside of here mixed in with artists, and well, you know, artists have brains too, but yeah. Or a drinking container.
I've got a 9900K.
Amoon says, well, flushing Frox down the toilet is already explored. That's a joke from earlier on in the stream.
Oh, okay.
I haven't spawned the toilet though.
Do I have a toilet model? Oh. Okay then. I wonder if I have a toilet model. Does anybody have a toilet model? I don't think I have a toilet.
I have a toilet.
You have a toilet? Here,
Yes.
let me see the toilet.
What?
Uh,
Why? I want to know why you would have a toilet.
It's from a design blog.
Yeah, but I mean, it's.
Wow, you made me go boom.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, my GPU
Thanks for that.
usage is fine.
So I was just in here, you know?
CPU usage is fine.
How about that?
Yeah, I don't
What's
like
my.
It's a toilet.
Oh. Is this a 3D scanned toilet?
Yes.
Why?
Oh.
That's even more of a why, Frox. I'm fine when you take a model from like Sketchfab or something like that, and it's like a model of, you know, a toilet, but you went around a toilet and took pictures of it multiple times.
Well, it was
Multiple times you
no,
took
this one was-
pictures of a toilet.
No,
Recorded by
no,
the
this one was actually done with a 3D scanner.
Okay.
This is
well,
done with a structure
What is
3D
it sitting
scanner.
on?
at least you're sanitary
It's,
about
it's
it.
a sphere.
Oh wait,
No, this was
no,
like an art
we
show.
we should turn it into art. Oh, it's art. This is art.
This was art. This
Oh.
art. Yeah.
Oh,
It
it's-
was
this
like,
is-
it's
this
called
is-
like design block.
Okay, well, let me make it a masterpiece. No,
Oh my
Like a
god.
shit on the moon.
oh gosh. Well,
Here's another thing.
I never knew that you had that, Frox. Come on.
I got lots of 3D
Yeah.
scans.
Oh my gosh.
This is like a from an event
God.
called like Design Block. It's sort of like this event like where artists and designers like show off their designs, and this was just one of the things.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that thing. Now this looks more like art to
Just
me.
wonder what-
This, on the other hand,
Yeah.
looks like just a fucking toilet. So I don't know.
Well, you have to see it because like essentially what it was, it was like this place. It was like just like grass, and it was like grass all around this, and there's just like this sphere, and there's like toilet on the sphere.
Fucking modern art these days. Anyways.
Christ.
It's a papercraft.
Yeah,
kinda
I'm
wanna
gonna
make this.
go out on
That's
a limb
cute.
and say that's a thing, and leave it at that. Really.
Toilets have been art for decades.
Like
Okay.
you mentioned this.
I bet it was designed by a college student.
I mean, I'm thankful for toilets. I'm thankful that we don't have to be like in the olden days and go out the window. That's for sure.
Out the window.
Out the window.
Yes, because that's definitely how they did it before toilets.
They did. There was times when they went out the window. It's disgusting.
Next has never heard of a chamber pot.
That's
Like you mentioned
that's
this.
what I mean. That thing. They went psh, out the window.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you were saying they just like out the window.
If you were viewing in that context, someone just having a go with that. No.
For hundreds of years, we were puzzled. Couldn't figure out the best way to do it.
Why did this get into this conversation? Stop talking about nope. Stop. Hush. Bowls were invented in the 1840s. They just chugged their syrup before then. Oh gosh. Yeah. I guess that is there. Okay. So, what was the other topic that we were going to discuss about? The UI, right?
The avatar anchors.
Oh,
No, we still haven't like covered the avatar anchors.
Okay, what?
Because like we wanted to showcase. Can we actually? Can we go like to maybe Oasis, and showcase the ship that I just made?
Sure.
A couple of things. Or should we go to the boating demo because that one?
Actually,
was
Oh yeah, that
originally
one. Yeah,
tested
let's go
on.
to the boating demo.
give me the world orb, Aegis. Serious time again. Yes, we're being serious. Seriously serious. Okay.
Maybe I should host also this one.
Get world orb.
Okay, let me host it.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's because I got exploded. That's why tracking isn't working anymore. Duh. Here, actually, let me go to my full body characters and go inside of that one. Yeah, not bad. Lots of people. Oh no, this is not right for my hips. That's getting changed right now. 1 second. Here. Ah, much better. Oh, my body feels free. Liberated. Also, why am I alone here? I'm alone here. Breathe deeply. Oh.
Thanks, you opened your own version.
I know I opened my own version. I just realized that as I was like, I'm alone here. Well, have Aegis come here then. Because I'm already in here. I really love this world because it's like I can just be relaxed and hear like the swaying of the ocean. And normally I don't like the to go out in the ocean just because I have like a fear of drowning and that sort of thing. So it's kind of nice to be in it this way in VR. So I still like the feel of the water, the ocean, but not wanting to actually be on it.
Shit, it's just coming.
Did you send him an invite?
Oh, he's here.
Cool, cool.
Okay. Okay, so can I showcase it?
Oh, here. Snooper Foxy, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. Very much.
Oh, thank you.
So here's the boat with, so basically this is to showcase that right now Aegis is using the sit anchors that is allowing him to sit down in that vehicle and move it around. And why don't you take off, Aegis? Got the, oh, there he goes. Nice. Bye-bye, Aegis. And he's gone forever. Yeah, basically. So that right there is a really cool use case because, you know, vehicles inside of Neos are going to be, I feel like, a very big thing, including it once we have probably even next year when we have like physics and that sort of thing. Having vehicles or even just like him being able to like race across this water is so awesome that, oh, here, wait, he's coming back.
Is the camera on him or?
Here, let me put that. Actually, yeah, let me put the camera on him. Oh. Okay, just you're in broadcast. Tell the stream how you're feeling.
Fast.
Okay, that's
I
good.
guess.
Okay, let me zoom out just a little bit.
This was just an experiment I had by taking the boats that were originally in the boating demo, instead of working by sails, working by like a thruster.
Whoa! Gotta go fast. I love how it leaves like a trail of like the water behind it though. That's awesome. Frox, where are you going? Frox, why are you leaving us behind? Boy, drop that anchor. I swear.
I want to get your anchor. I did it.
Yo, what's up?
Let me switch to a
Hello.
aerial vehicle now.
This is
You
not
didn't
the
get very
avatar
far.
anchor, but it
Just
is also an anchor.
parking.
But it's essentially a showcase, like
Hopefully
one of the things you can do with the
parking
avatar anchors is like
He flies over there.
is let's see the gearbox
Close
on
enough.
so
Oh my gosh, the camera is going all wacky when you just stood up. You just, not good. Not good, abort. Abort.
Another thing we could showcase is the roller coaster as well.
I want
Let's open it one.
Yeah, let's open up the roller coaster world now. Zoom. Oh. Wait, did the other streamer house get closed? No! Because everybody left it? Probably. Damn, son. That's okay, I'll enter it while they open up the other world. Whoa.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's AFK kick in this world, so when you go all the way, like it kicks us and restarts.
That's okay. I can just
Oh
reopen.
yeah, here's the other good example of the avatar anchors. Yep. Still loading.
Yeah, no. That's not gonna work for me. I think I have to join Prox directly. I don't think
Oh
that
yeah,
works.
so it was private. Try again.
Yeah, I know it's private.
Ah,
No kidding. There we go. Now it's joining. I'm getting,
And I
I'm
can't
getting
join.
digitized. Oh. There you go, I got digitized.
There you go.
Load into that world very fast too.
I was gonna double
No.
Okay. Let me hop on the roller coaster just.
I was gonna double the seats for the coaster.
Oh,
E.
can I go there?
Yeah, who needs seats?
Okay.
Just hang on to the side of the roller coaster.
Yep, hang on to the side. We're
Or the front if you're
we're
feeling
gonna go
brave.
for a ride. So this is the roller coaster. Another thing that you can have with the character anchors now. So we'll click on that. Shifty, you're in my face, boy. Woo! Ah! Oh, here comes the loop.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Here, let me do this thing real quick.
Yeah, basically. Whoop.
Oh, fuck. That's not what I wanted to do.
But yeah, another really cool
Shoot
example of
from
the
third-person
character.
perspective.
From whose perspective?
Third
From third
person.
person, so
Ah.
Veers.
because it looks like really fun. And somebody hold on to this. I'm gonna hold on.
Wait. You want to have
I'm gonna
Veer's
hold
perspective?
on.
You want to have Veer's perspective?
No. From your perspective, like just show how it looks like when we are riding it, and try to like follow us essentially like with your perspective.
Okay. Oh, I'll be lucky on that one.
Is it ready? It's too slow. We're going.
He's too slow. We're going. Okay. That's my life right there. Oh! There you go. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. There we go. That's what I was trying to do.
Right now he's editing it and fixing it real time in Neos. You know,
Oh.
another.
There we
Awesome
go.
thing
Now
about
there's
Neos.
2 seats.
Cool. Which one should I sit on?
I think I saw it on this one. Try this one.
I can't click on any of them.
I'm gonna make it 4.
Oh.
Don't do this at home, kids. Always sit inside the coaster. Yeah, no kidding. Keep your hands
You
and feet
duplicated just the
inside of
button.
the coaster at all times.
That's all I
people.
duplicated. Oh.
Yeah, I think I just duplicated the button.
Yeah. Bravo, Veer. You're a genius.
Thank you.
Which one was? Okay, the duplicated one should be on the top, right?
Yeah.
Please keep all VR controllers and trackers inside the vehicle at all times. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your cooperation, Proxy. Thank you for your cooperation.
I'm cooperating
Yeah,
now.
you probably want to duplicate the entire cart seat object.
Yeah, but we
I
don't
believe
know
that'll be
which.
printed under it.
Oh, let's see which button works. I just wanted to see.
Aegis,
So
you're
I'm on
looking
the
good.
Yeah.
What form?
I think you duplicated the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It did.
Does this work?
Huh? Oh yeah, this works.
Does this? Oh.
Yeah, this is a functioning roller coaster, at least after Veer is making changes to it now, so I don't know if it's that functioning. We'll see though. Planking now back in style, now on roller coasters. Oh gosh. I am so happy that planking is
Oh, wait.
done
Yeah,
with.
undo that real quick, Aegis.
No more planking.
Wait, not that far.
I'm just gonna fly up here to avoid roller coaster noises. There we go. Okay, I think the noises are done. I'm safe to go back
There
down.
we go. That should be good.
Now I need to make 2 more.
Are you guys upgrading the roller coaster?
Yeah, we added seats. I mean, another seat.
We can add a couple more and stick them on top here.
Oh, I'm in it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
In it to win it.
Oh,
Let's-
wait, I can't duplicate them
Did
again.
it.
Are you holding on?
No. What am I supposed to hold on to?
Look at Aegis. Look at Aegis. Look at his face.
No, Aegis! Don't die on me, boy! Don't die on me! What the fuck?
do anymore. That was.
I wouldn't be able to.
Dante.
No way.
Well,
Look,
that's
look at
great.
his face.
Perfect.
That's the face of mistakes were made.
The three strings and we'll be right back.
Actually, we should have that be actually our clip out for when we do like an AFK for the stream. That could be our AFK thing.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
You guys, you're actually watching live.
We should have an AFK button like that, right? That'd be perfect.
Or hell, that could be a Twitch emote right there.
Sure, that's
It's not as good as this one. Like where was the one that we did on the same roller coaster? Where was it? Found it.
Oh, if I do that, can you?
Good day. Oh, it's this 3G. Oh, or 0G, 3G. God, I'm stuck in the past.
Yep, basically.
I got a BRB.
Yep.
So
Wonderful. Okay.
I will see you in a bit.
Oh, good lord.
Okay.
So let's go back to the Twitch streamer house Frox, and then
Okay.
we'll go back inside of there. So that's just a cool demo to show off like what we can do with the avatar sit anchors, which are pretty awesome, I have to say. Let's bring in the music, because I like it. Welcome, welcome. Back.
Welcome.
That's weird, I can't
So
hear
this
the...
thing is broken again, hold on.
Broken for you?
No, I just decided to like, redirect it so it gets simulated on the right user.
Sounds good to me. And it doesn't have the, you know, other thing blast out my ears. We might have to change that in the on the original one.
Yeah, I'll just save. I'm gonna adjust it again and then save it. Hold on, I just want to grab your reference.
Yeah, make the changes now and then save it maybe on your main computer. I don't know how that works for a headless client server.
Where's the other thing? Effect, audio. 0.5. There we go, should be connected. I'll actually save it to our inventory for later. Streaming, put it here.
Oh, you just have to save that thing.
That must be.
You made the change
Yeah,
to the
just save this
exclamation
thing.
point love, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Don't want anybody to have their ears hurt.
Yes. Okay. Oop, I took your headset.
No problem.
So,
Yeah, so I think that covers for the most part all the stuff for the character anchors. Did you want to now get into the discussion for talking about UI, or do you want to have another topic that we could get
there's a
into?
few things, but we can most likely mention like in passing because other of the things. Ooh, there's something. Other things that has been done is essentially the cloud infrastructure has been upgraded. So essentially like a I don't remember when exactly like started happening, but I think it was like a month ago or so. We started like noticing essentially the cloud services like getting slow. Like it would take a while like to join a world. Like to authenticate user, it would take a while to load inventory. It would take a while like to even log in. And essentially like it wasn't like handling like the increase like in users. So because like the cloud infrastructure, it needed upgrading anyway because it was written in a sort of like minimalistic way. The system was reworked, so it's a lot more scalable and a lot more efficient. And also we have upgraded to the latest technology. Before it was using essentially ASP.NET and using that framework 4.6 or 4.7, it's actually now. But we have upgraded to NetCore 3.0, which was released essentially pretty recently, I think like two months ago. And essentially it's a much more modern version of the framework, and it's much faster. And essentially, like there was also like a lot of like optimizations that were done, like so the cloud has like more caching, things, the database querying is done more efficiently, and essentially increases like the responsivity of the cloud services. So that involves like inventory, that involves authenticated users, involves like different lists and so on. So it should be more. It's both like more responsive now. It's also designed to be more scalable. So as we like as more users keep coming, we can scale the servers. Essentially now, like before, like it would be harder to scale them.
Yeah, I think the cloud is going to be
So,
really important for that. And,
yeah.
and I'm glad that we have that now inside of Neos as well. It's another additional thing.
They received a lot of work, so essentially, and it's been like I knew like that work had to be like done at some point, but because of the issues we started encountering, we had to focus on it. Another benefit is like now when you upload assets, let's say you upload a big texture or video, it takes much less time because like now the asset uploading it's chunked, so essentially it has like multiple upload streams in parallel. It essentially helps like increase the maximum upload speed, so things will sync up faster. And one more thing that has been improved is the syncing process itself. So before, if you had a world which had thousands of assets, it would often like fail to sync at all because essentially the server would time out. But now that entire process has been reworked, and even like it pretty much doesn't matter how many assets you have in the world, it should always sync. So that's pretty much for the product thing.
Essentially, right?
Yes. That's one pizza.
You're eating the pizza backwards.
So
that's not how you eat pizza.
That is funny.
The crust is the best part.
Also, if you guys have any additional questions inside of the chat too, we will be answering also more questions as well. We're going to keep the stream going for about, I'd say another hour. And then we're going to stop it off from there. But until then, you know, you can always ask questions, Cyber. Don't be afraid to ask. And then we're going to get into the discussion for talking about the future plans on our main other thing that we're going to be working on, which is our focus is the MTC experience, which is the starter beginner experience, and the new UI. So,
nice.
And I know, right?
Blaze is asking.
I know.
So
I'm
should
gonna
we
answer
upload our? Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say it. So he said, so should we re-upload our assets again to get them optimized from the new updates? So, well, why don't you answer that?
Yep, you don't need to re-upload anything. Everything is essentially automatic, so like you pretty much don't need to do anything. Only thing, like if you by default like all textures they are set up with compression, and the way the assets variant system is designed, like it generates metadata about the texture. It essentially generates information if it contains alpha channel, if it contains just core information, if it's just grayscale, if it's 1-bit alpha, and some other information. And it uses that to determine what's the best variant for the asset. In some cases, like you might not want to use like the variant, like if you essentially need to like preserve the maximum fidelity of the asset, but then you can like you can go into the inspector and you can change the settings of the texture. But for the most part, it's essentially completely automatic. There's also the benefit because anytime we make additions to the asset variant system, or we extend it like to apply to meshes as well. So for example, like more optimized versions of meshes or audio files or video files. As a creator, you don't need to do anything. Like the system is completely automatic. It always keeps the original version of the asset, so any new variants can be generated at any time, and this could go like into the future. Even like this word, for example, like this has been uploaded before the asset variant system, but now essentially all the textures they're optimized, and we pretty much just like recompute the variants.
Yep, so hopefully that answered your question about if you're having to re-upload, which you don't. It's all done. And yeah, flossing disgust-faced. Disgusted.
It's with the 8 or 7 trackers though, it looks so natural now. It's like it was designed for flossing. I think.
No, it wasn't. Do some better dances with that. If I had that mini tracking thing, I would be going full on with listening to some music right now and just using them to dance, because I think that would be like great. I love dancing. Okay, so I guess we can now get into talking about what our plans are, or at least for when it comes to the MTC experience and the UI. and how
Yes.
we're kind of like. Also, Mon says you can't just claim the advancement of technology was made for such an evil as flossing. Yeah. Okay. I'm starting a new job on Monday, so I get to be a Patreon soon. Thanks, fellow script. Yeah, if you're a patron, that will help us out a lot. Jay says this calibration is so nice now. As a noob, still a little hard to fine tune. Yeah, I would say it takes a little bit of like messing around with it. It's kind of like when the more that you use Neos, the more that your hands just get used to it, and then it's like
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't.
for me, it took me about a day to get used to it. I mean, I started using Neos just yesterday, actually. And already, I mean, I can just calibrate right away, and it's really quick. It takes like, seconds now. Not even a full minute once I get on.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that the process is much simpler for users and more comfortable. I feel like the fine tuning is also like something like you just want to like mess with it until like satisfied with it. It's like a natural thing where you can like spend a lot of time on it, like trying to like get it perfect. But the base process like should be very quick.
Yeah.
So. Should we get essentially, well, one more thing I would mention, essentially we're just finishing the asset variant system, so currently it's being ported over to Android, and especially Oculus Quest, because for mobile devices, like it's crucial for, essentially for performance and for memory usage, which is very expensive on those devices. So, and it's actually been one of the things that's kind of been holding back the mobile builds. There's also like other things and lots of like other performance optimizations that are coming in the future, but this has been one of the major steps overall, like for Neos, essentially to improve performance, improve like memory usage, and improve loading times.
Yeah, if anyone was here during the earlier stream, we actually had it to where I loaded into a world in almost like a couple of seconds because of it, storing it. So it's already amazing that I can load into a world that normally would have taken me a minute to load into, like less than 2 seconds. It's pretty great.
Whoa.
Gravity flip. Perfect. But yes, let's get into it with us talking about the UI, Fox. Like, and then we can discuss out.
So essentially, we are finishing like the asset variant system, and pretty much the next thing that's being addressed after this is the UI system. So because like, currently like the UI, it's very old, it's very inconsistent because it's been kind of like growing over time, and it's not very like intuitive, especially for new users. It's like you have like lots of like different parts. There are essentially several pieces for the UI update, and first we're going to be focusing on the technical part of it. So currently Neos is essentially using UI framework that's originally like a hybrid of Unity and Neos UI system. And problem with that, it's very inefficient. Like the more UI elements you have, the more essentially the worse the performance is, because every single piece of the UI, it's taking lots of CPU time just checking if it needs something updated and such. So it's not very well designed, like to essentially handle like lots of complex UIs and lots of complex elements like the inspectors or friends list or the inventory. Another problem is it doesn't have really much flexibility because it's a weird hybrid system. It's very hard to essentially design like good UI and UX workflows because all those things are hard to implement. So we're essentially going to address this first. We're going to essentially write a completely new UI framework, which is going to be designed for high performance. So essentially, it's gonna do all the computations or most of the computations on a background thread, and it's gonna do them asynchronously, or background threads, I should say. And that way, essentially, it won't affect your frame rate nearly as much because essentially computation will be done in the background. Even if we have like a really complex UI and it needs to be generated, it does all that work in the background, and once the work is done, you'll essentially see the result. Same way it works currently for procedural meshes, the way it works for assets, and lots of different parts of Neos. And the new UI system is gonna like improve the performance significantly if you have like open inspectors, if you have like lots of logics, if you have like lots of windows open. And additionally, it's gonna open up essentially lots of options for redesigning the UI. So once we essentially have once we have the technical part reworked, we can start focusing on essentially rethinking how the UI works. And we have like some general ideas, but not quite sure yet, like how exactly, what kind of form is it gonna do. But generally, what our goal is essentially is to sort of like a rethink, take all of the things that Neos does right now, all the things we know that the UI needs to be able to do, and also take into consideration the things we have planned for the future, because there are lots of extensions that are like new building tools. There are new, essentially new additions to Neos. There are new like, additions to Inspector.
Why don't we simplify it though a little bit, just for some people who are watching, so then they can understand, like, if somebody's like new or wanting to like learn about the UI and what we're gonna kind of like do with it, like maybe even like talking about how it's gonna be a little bit like widget based, and then it is gonna have like really this full range of customizability that users will be able to have. So
this is part of it, but like the thing is essentially like we definitely like need to like do the technical parts first, and like it's gonna like open a lot of the options like for what we'll do. But definitely for the redesign itself, like the main thing I would mention is just unifying it. Essentially taking, because like the problem is like it's been kind of, the current UI is kind of overgrown. So essentially we want to redesign it in a way where it accommodates everything we do currently in Neos, and where it accommodates things we want to do with Neos in the future, and essentially make it into like a one clean design. That's it's very like want to make it like it's very like friendly to new users. Essentially, like when you jump in, you can just go and have a social experience, and you don't have to worry about any of the advanced stuff. But once you want to essentially explore, you'll be able to like drill down and start like digging into the UI and start digging into the possibilities of Neos. And this way, the user won't get as overwhelmed as they do right now. Because right now, essentially, if you jump into Neos, there's lots of different things at once, and it's very very overwhelming to users. So essentially our goal is to make it so like essentially somebody like mentioned earlier is have like layers to it. So like when you come into Neos, you face like the very user-friendly, very simple layer that just lets you essentially like do the basic social interactions, and you don't need to care about a lot of this stuff. You just run in, you join friends, you enjoy your experience. If you want to start like or writing stuff, you'll be able to essentially start like drilling deeper like into the UI and start exploring, but it won't drag you down. Other part is we want to make the UI also modular, so essentially that way it's gonna be a lot more customizable. Because like people like everybody develops like their sort of like workflow, like they prefer like this kind of like they prefer like one kind of menu, they prefer like have controls like on their hands and prefer them to have them on the dash. So essentially we want to make it where every piece of the UI, or most of the pieces of the UI at least, is essentially going to be sort of a self-contained widget. Something essentially that you can like take and you can like put it in different places. So let's give you an example. Let's say you have like a voice indicator, and you like the voice indicator on the dash, but let's say you wanted to have it on your hand, like you wanted like a quick UI on your hand. So you can just quickly check like your voice level without having to open the entire dash. You could like take the widget, you could put it on your hand and essentially place it there. The system will remember, and then essentially you have it there. Yep. And the benefit of this is also that people could create new widgets. So essentially it won't be dependent on just the widgets we create, but also the widgets can be essentially, as everything in Neos, they can be community creations.
So like imagine this, like if we didn't implement, like you could even have a widget for like, let's say a mirror or something like that, and you could just like pop it up right in front of you, or a widget to be able to bring out a light, or a widget to be able to do that, and this would all be tied in with the UI, so you could have controls of even spawning out items, doing certain functionalities, doing a bunch of different things with it being connected out with the widgets through this new UI update, which I think, in my opinion, is going to set Neos to be really, really amazing, and it's going to open up a lot of possibilities for the creatives, as well as for making the experience just generally easier for newcomers. Like, we want the experience to be very comfortable for a brand new VR user, and as well experienced users too, because we don't want to dumb it down for those people. We want to have the smart version throughout, but making it so that it's easier for those newer people who come inside of here and make it more comfortable for them through content, through this new UI change, and as well as guiding the person through the experience with the MTC. Which actually, we'll still talk about UI, but could we actually show off the environment for the avatar creation room for the MTC? I think people
let's jump there.
I think people here in the stream would actually like to see it.
We can also showcase the starter experience.
Yeah, I can show that too. Field trip time. Mon already knows
Wait,
what's
should I
up.
host? I should maybe host it.
Sure, why not?
So do you want to show the
let's
center part first, or the avatar one first?
Let's show the avatar one
This
first.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go there.
It's probably set to private.
Nope, I'm joining.
Oh.
My glasses.
Thank you,
I
Selma.
should just make it default.
So yeah, this is gonna be the new environment if any of you haven't seen it yet. So think of it this way. This is kind of like a rough draft of like where we're getting it to. Yeah, it is pretty sleek. It has this giant mirror that opens. Everybody get off the platform real quick.
Show it.
Yeah, everybody get off the platform. And you can see if nobody's on the platform, it closes the mirror. Like that, which is kind of cool.
And then look at there.
And if you walk near it, opens up. Yep, pretty cool. And then over here, we're going to have lots of different items. All of the ones that have been checkmarked or that are green, we've already made. We just haven't placed them here yet. Aegis is designing all that out, including this environment he did out.
Oh, you saved it when I checked and marked them.
Yep, it's saved. So there's going to be different things such as like headphones, night vision goggles, glasses, monocles. So basically fun items that people can put on their character right when they first start Neos, and they can actually see, like you see how he just put that on his head and stays on the character's head. You know, stuff like that. And you could bring that to any world and you could customize your character with these removable items and put on, you know, different items. So let's see if I want to look a little bit thuggy. Oh. Yeah, wait. Let me adjust it in the mirror. Gotta get the Neos logo represent. You feel? Yeah, thug life. Looking G. Oh. Wait. My camera's not so G though right now. There we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait.
So these are just like a few of the items that we're going to leave here on the shelving area. And this is all, again, you guys are just seeing like really early portions of it. This right here is going to be the character creator. So what this is going to do is this is going to be a complete avatar customizing UI for our Neospots. So you'll have like an interface right here. You'll be able to change the colors. You'll be able to change if it's male or female, and it'll have all of that functionality change. If you haven't already seen the Neospots, let me show them off real quick.
Next we have security here.
Oh no, it's the Popo.
Security.
So it's gonna kind of like be one of these robot characters. There's also a female version of it as well. And yep. Why don't you show that the gestures? Show off the gestures.
Wait, gestures?
Yeah, pull both triggers. There you go. Actually, you have the eye tracking on it, so you can actually squint and blink.
Yeah.
Like your right eye. Yeah, cool.
So press both grips and then see what happens too.
This character though, it'll be fully modifiable right
Yeah,
there,
let's just
and
look.
we want it to be that way. So then, if somebody's brand new to Neos, they don't have to be like, oh, I have to like start equipping tools or I have to do like editing stuff. We want them to like feel right when they come inside of here, like, oh, I can be this cool character. I can put on this cool items and I can just customize it. Or, which I'm gonna get to. There's gonna be these other rooms that you'll go out to. So you'll go through this room right here. And this room is eventually going to be everything that you could ever need information-wise to upload your own character, set it up properly, and have it be working here inside of Neos and doing it all within the process of inside of here. And then the other room is going to be for setting up stuff like dynamic bones or doing materials, or this room is mostly for uploading your character, your own custom character like an FBX, and importing that model, just like how I have my own custom character that I brought in here. My Neos model right now is in ORB. Do we support ORB? Hey Frox, do we support ORB?
What?
Do we support ORB?
RB? I don't know even. I don't.
Is that file type?
I'm not sure.
I'm not familiar with that either.
I'm not familiar with that file type either. Oh, it like the item. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, I think I understand. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that's cool.
Always support spheres.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about file types. Oop, sorry. No, an orb like a ball. Yeah, that's cool. Kind of like just
Like
go
a
like
ball.
go like this, make a ball. There we go. Zoom. Zoom.
What?
Zoom. Creation. Zoom. Without limitation.
Yeah, I can make
No
all the spheres you want.
hesitation.
Like I can make some of them fluffy. Floop. What? Floof. Floof.
Oh yeah, no. Another leopard.
Floof.
Yeah, that sounds so wrong. Forgot to yeah, the peak of creativity. Okay, and then this other area that we're gonna have right here, this is where you would spawn in through, and it's gonna have like this teleporter. This is gonna have a nice sound effect with it, and and already it's animated, so like right when I walk close to it, it opens up, so it acts as like, there's a teleporter. So,
hey guys, what's this do? Oh, I fucked it up.
goodbye. You're about to dedigitized.
And so maybe we should showcase like the teleporter like from your perspective, like from first person.
Sure. So if I walk into it, my hands start to digitize. And I'm like, zoom, 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 boom.
He's dead.
And I came back to life.
Yes.
Good thing I had an extra life. Another thing I wanted to ask is about the new audio spatializer when talking. It sounds like echoey for some of my friends. Oh yeah, that right now is the current. That will probably change in the future. Right. We want to we want to use the Steam VR audio, but the Steam VR audio is having some crashing problems, and until they fix that, you know, as well as yeah, it is kind of echoey right now. So, but that's not going to be normal. We're not going to have the audio be this way forever.
It's one to let them for it because like we tried several different audio spatializers, but essentially each one has like some kind of like breaking issue. So with the Oculus one, there's problem. There's something essentially called like the audio bug, and usually what that happens is like suddenly like all the audio breaks, and it sounds like some sources are coming from inside of your head, and they're like way too loud. So essentially, it completely breaks the spatialization. With the Steam audio, what's happening is like it's working fine. It can handle like lots of audio, but randomly we would get like a loud pop, and essentially all the audio would break, and you have to like restart Neos. And fortunately, this one is reported like to Steam or to Valve, like on their GitHub. There's actually another person reporting the same issue with their Unity project. So hopefully, we hope that this one gets addressed. There are also a few things we want to try, like see if we can work around it. I also tried the Google one, I always forget its name. Real something. The Google audio spatializer. And it was just bad from the beginning, so. Essentially, we are currently using the Microsoft Audio Spatializer. It's the most primitive, like it pretty much doesn't have any configuration options, but it's stable. So we're using it essentially for the time being until the issues with the other ones are resolved.
Yeah, but audio is definitely going to be something that will be worked on and fixed as, you know, time comes along. It's not going to be permanent in the way of it being, you know, that echoey. So hopefully that answers your question for that one. And now, do you want to go into the other first world environment, and then we can, and then after that we can talk about. Yeah, that
we can showcase essentially what's like the part, because everything is actually like in lots of like different pieces, and where is it? There we go. Essentially, we're gonna be like completing like and putting this two together. Yeah, Google Resonance Audio. So let's open this up.
You guys get to see the early access of it, or work in progress.
We're actually doing a live stream on building this one out, so.
Yep.
Definitely, like if you follow us, like you can catch us working on this live, so you can see a little bit more behind the scenes.
Yeah, every time that we work inside of here, we'll probably have a stream, or ever so often have a stream about us doing stuff in the MTC and like lockdown, but we can still have questions answered and talk with people, and you know, just keep people informed.
Well, not for like every time, but like
yeah, not every time.
But ever so often. Like building streams.
Yeah, that's why I said ever so often.
So essentially, this part is going to be part of like the intro sequence, because our goal is like to make the first experience in Neos to be like a sort of like wow one, like essentially like when the user first joins, we want the experience to give them like this kind of like wow factor, like they go like wow, this is a cool experience, and sort of like also showcase what's even possible to do with Neos, because like we're essentially building out this experience in Neos itself for the most part. So. I have like a circuit here, so like this part, this is just a piece of it, but if you look up, you're gonna see essentially start like the entire chamber materializing around us. So it goes like and this
yeah,
like
it
spiral,
will, yeah, it will have a sound effect. We have to make our own sound effects.
And look there, so essentially over there you can see like another part of the chamber like materializing, and once it finishes, the door closes. And once it actually materializes, you get like the first choice, so you'll be able like to choose if you prefer like thought or do you prefer like physical locomotion. And once you make a choice, then there's you see there's like sort of like spiral cage. So this is gonna sort of like screw itself into the ground. So it's gonna go view, and then it goes like. And essentially now you can like start exploring.
See, why even go on to get a high quality audio clips when we could just record your voice frocks and just plug those right in?
Yes. And then you see like there's also this cool door. And there's like a cool animation.
Yep. Here I'll back away from it so you guys can see. Yeah. Much cooler.
There are these screens. Why isn't this playing? It should be playing. Hold on.
Oh, the videos? I don't think the videos were inside of here.
No, it's this time. It's just the post. Oh, it's not an old voice scene. It's kind of squished. Video needs to be square, but you get the point. So it's gonna have like a little like informational screen.
Kind of like circular video panels that give it. Basically, what we want from these video panels is right when you go through here, it would give you information as what you're entering.
Oh yeah. And essentially, when you follow here.
Doesn't this look badass, guys? I love it.
Yes. It's not fully finished yet either, so like this essentially we need to do like lighting for this, we need to like clean up a little bit and put a proper skybox.
Yeah,
and
but for
just make it look really good.
but for a work in progress, you know, this is turning out
Yeah.
super awesome. And this teleporter isn't
So
even the
essentially it's
updated
gonna
one,
be
but
teleporter like
yeah.
and it's gonna be like the teleporter which teleports you like into the main experience. So and it's true we're gonna have like a main part of the tutorial which is gonna be like this like little narrative experience, and it's gonna walk you through like the very basics of Neos, because there's like a bunch of concepts essentially to teach, and but it's gonna do it like in a fun way. So essentially we're sort of like playing games or like enjoying this kind of like a short story. And after that, once you finish the experience, essentially we're gonna return back to the center chamber. So let's go over here. And essentially each of these walls is gonna be a doorway to another essentially room which is gonna cover lots of like specific topics. And one of them is actually gonna be the avatar room that we just showed. So
Yep.
let's say like you join here and you want to learn more about avatars, you'll see like avatar, and essentially you go there and you learn more about it. Or you want to learn more about the building tools, we're gonna essentially have a room and it's gonna have all the information like essentially to get you started like in one place, as well as some examples and tutorials.
Yep.
So, and then essentially you can like return to this place and like keep learning more about Neos. And essentially as we go, we want to keep expanding it. So like when there's more to learn, essentially, and more to teach, and as Neos like gets more and more functionality, or as we build more tutorials, we're gonna keep adding more essentially parts to this experience.
Yeah, and already it's turning out to be, you know, a lot better than what people normally would come into, and they don't know what they're doing inside of Neos. They have no direction. This whole experience that we're building out from scratch with the models and everything, and all being built out within Neos, is going to guide new users and make them feel, you know, welcomed, and make them feel like they can actually do stuff and have fun and save items into their inventory and actually engage into this community and get it kind of prepared for the process of like even when we're getting Neos even into a point of it going to be for an economy, so like a store system or something like that, where people are selling and buying stuff inside of here. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who are going to start coming in here and they need to know what to do or how to move or how to interact with stuff. So beginner experience is going to be awesome. It's not only do we want the beginner experience, and we're going to always improve upon the beginner's experience in a way that right now it's just going to be a kind of like a rough version at first, and then we're even going to come out with another version that's going to have like a platformer style game that will feel very game-esque.
That's the part I mentioned essentially, like the game-like experience. But it's not going to be like another version, it's going to essentially be part of like the same experience.
It's going to be connected. It's going to be connected. It's just going to be an addition to the ones the one that we're going to release. There will be an additional one, and that additional one will be like a game mode that will actually be something fun for a user to just, because for the most part people buy a VR headset to play a game. So if that's the case, you know, they can come inside of here and then have the choice to be able to like go through a platformer experience that teaches them how to grip stuff, how to change locomotions, how to do all these different things within the experience, including grabbing and scaling and all that kind of stuff. Even though for us it feels very natural, but for a brand new user, you know, it might be their first time in VR, and they got to be. You know,
also like other. There are also like other things essentially like that, like people like that you get confused by. Like for example, like Pro Prime has like suggested that. One of the things that often confuses people is like that every ward can be different. So essentially, in one ward you can have like it can have like climbing on the environment, but another ward doesn't have that. Or one ward can have like zero G locomotion, but another one doesn't have it. Or in one ward you can have like the permissions to be very restrictive. You cannot edit, and in another ward like you can pretty much do anything. And this one confuses people because like some things work, some things don't work, and we also want to sort of like teach that each word is unique and like each word is controlled by its creator. So they have like they have an expectation that every experience they enter can have somewhat different rules. So this is also going to be part of like the initial experience, and again, like we're gonna like want to like do it in like a kind of like fun way where it's sort of like incorporated like into this like sort of game like story experience.
Yeah, just making the first time experience that somebody comes on inside of here enjoyable. and not
Right.
feeling like they're, oh, I don't know what's going on, or this feels too unintuitive for me. We want that person to just feel comfortable in the experience and make them realize like why it's so much better to use something like Neos than using something like Unity or another platform that kind of like limits your level creation.
Yes, the big part is like because like a lot of it is like we are building this inside of Neos itself, so essentially it's like a showcase. What
Like
do you can
these
like
are
do with
the
Neos?
nodes that are connected out to inside of here with our scripting language.
There's
within
actually
Neos.
more that's like hidden right now, but like if you watch essentially any of the
Thank
like
you,
building scenes, you can
Resilio,
like
for
see.
the subscription, tier 1. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I don't know. Now you need to get exploded, so.
I still have to resubscribe myself. I subscribe on my other Twitch channel for it because I have Twitch anyways, or not Twitch.
It's explode yourself.
Amazon
Okay,
Prime.
can explode next now.
So for me, it's like no money that's lost. Look at all them froxes.
What?
So anyone else who is in the chat right now?
Explode next now.
I think
Is this the explode version or is this?
I think that's the normal version.
Right. Let's start this one.
Yo, Josh, the other dragon. What's up? Yo, yo, yo.
Wait, why is this one not working?
Oh, well, I got exploded. It wasn't even on third perspective.
I'm not sure.
It's still broken for you? Oh no. Blood. Oh. Let us fly through the void. Ooh. Spicy.
I got exploded.
Zoom. Heck yeah. Not much.
So
I've been
maybe it
pondering on
doesn't seem
how
to work
to
for us all.
explain me changing my username every 5 months. You don't have to explain that one. You should be able to be free to be whatever you want to be, or whoever you want to be, or whatever you want to be inside of the internet or on the internet. So, be Josh one day, be Victor the next. Why not? How about that? What? What are you humming?
It doesn't seem to be working for Zilla for some reason.
Oh, that's weird.
Nom 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 pizza. Yum.
I mean, it's more of they probably end up, I'm thinking a different person. Yeah, that's fine. Just let them know who you are. So we're going to be ending off the stream fairly soon.
There are a few things I'm like mentioned. Is like the wait, where did I? Oh, I remember. Essentially, what they'll also showcase another part.
Okay.
Hold on, let me just bring it up. Because one more thing about like the MTC is we have modular assets here, so we're gonna go here.
Oh yeah, this is the modularity pieces that are going to be used for setting up like the platform as well as like the initial just whole walkthrough experience for the beginners. So let's. It's also private, so I can't join it. Oh, you missed the UI talk? Well, don't worry, man. You can always go back to. We're still here. We can still talk about UI. Whatever questions that you have about it.
I'm here.
Okay. Enjoy now. Please ask any and all questions because the stream is going to be up for like about less than 20 minutes. So any questions that you have is the best time to ask them, and we will answer them.
So can we showcase this part?
Yeah. Well, why else would I be here? Oh, loading. Dang, this place looks cool. Yeah. Anything you guys want to ask?
So essentially, these are like module pieces for environments for the MTC. So essentially, like we can like build out a lot of like experiences, like a lot of these like different like levels and so on. And you can see we kind of have like these kind of like panels. This is like work in progress because we're like I think it's mostly done. We're just like essentially solving like some last bits, but essentially see there are like these kind of funnels. They have like this like energy field between them. We also have like slopes. We have like doorways. We have like cubes. We have what's it called? Like pipes that you can go through. We have like glass pieces. We have like stairs. And essentially, like these are designed to be like connected like to each other, so you can like build out like any kind of like environment out of them.
Yep.
And we're gonna be building out parts of the like MTC, but we're also doing a lot of these elements essentially open, so we have to all Neos users, and essentially be able to use them yourself to your own experience. And it's like especially leverage the creation aspect. And when like people essentially to get like some kind of like kit, they can
Me,
get
Frox.
started on.
I'm in a collider.
What?
Respawn me.
Oh, no.
I'm in a collider and it's killing me.
Oh.
Respawn me. Never mind. I'm out.
Oh. Okay.
I like this lighting though right here. Yeah, I know,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Look at this light. I mean, I could do that. We could build a club out of these.
Yeah, you probably could.
They're like a grid alliance. Essentially, they
Hey,
like
that's a nice.
into each
That's
other.
another nice thing is all of these assets that are being built out for the experience will be open access as well, so then people can make their own stuff using the assets.
Yeah.
And they'll be open for people to build out their own things. Which.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but you said at 2 times speed. I said it at normal speed.
It's translated. Fuchs talk.
Yeah. Well, that I know. I can't wait either, Leon. It's so awesome already that we have an amazing community. I'm very thankful for the people that are inside of here that are making this all possible, including for the people that are our supporters, people who even in our Discord just helping other users. I really appreciate that when other people are in the community trying to help each individual. Stop pulling with my ears! Boy.
I can also maybe a good pizza.
But yeah, I'm just very grateful for the people and what they're creating inside of Neos, and you know, I'm sure it's gonna distract me.
Well, I think I could maybe like give like one more like quick rundown of like essentially what's like planned for the UI. So essentially like we're right now we're finishing the asset variant system, so it's getting ported to the Android and such. But when it's done, we're gonna start on the first phase of the UI update, and the first phase is technical one. So essentially, the entire like UI framework is gonna be replaced by a high-performance version, one that's also like a little more flexible, and essentially one that will allow us to like build better UI, because the current one is very limited in what we can do with it, and it's gonna it's kind of like why a lot of the things are very clunky.
First the framework, and then us thinking about the visuality of it or anything like that. It's more about the function and how it operates inside of Neos. So
it's like
that definitely is going to be our main concern.
Yep. And essentially, once we start like working like on the design of it, like the user-facing side, essentially we want to redesign it so it's more unified, and it's also like it's more layered.
Tatsu,
so essentially you
thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you. Awesome.
So the way essentially like when somebody new like comes to Neos, they will be like overwhelmed with lots of like different like pieces of like the UI, but essentially it's gonna be a simple one. They can like just jump into social experiences, they can play games, they can just do the fun stuff. And only when they're actually interested, they can start like drilling down and like doing some of the more advanced stuff. And that way, like it's gonna be a lot more smoother experience. But we also want the UI to be still very powerful, so we're gonna like make it widget based. So essentially, you can like it's gonna be separated in lots of like independent widgets, and like you can take like one and, for example, put it on your hand, or put it like on your dash, or put it in lots of like different places. And you could also have people building their own widgets. So essentially, if there's something that's missing in our UI, somebody can build a widget for that, and they can essentially either like make it available to the community, or they could like even sell it once we have like the store. So
exactly
that way, essentially, the community will get a lot of control over like shaping like the experience, and you have like lots of options for customization as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely super pumped up for that. I'm very excited, especially the store aspects of it. I guarantee people are going to be creating out all these cool, unique functionalities for their UIs or additional widgets or additional things that just makes it that much more, you know, amazing to be inside of Neos and put on your VR headset, and really making it so then we're going in a direction with Neos where it feels just as natural as using your computer. It's like using your computer online, but now using VR as more of like a tool instead of just like a console. Because I want it to be made out to where this is a thing to stay, and look at it almost in the same way as like a mouse and a keyboard. The VR headset is just the same way as to a monitor sort of thing. But it's like our next generation of, you know, internet per se, and having in a world like this where we can create and share content as easily as me just handing it to the person and giving it to them, and then they can save it, and you know, that's what I imagine definitely for a world that's virtual, and I'm sure a lot of other people want it to be that easy too. It looks like Shifty is trying to hold you next. Yeah, probably. Which that's fine. So any more? If you have any more questions, please, you know, make a comment right now. Ask us right now, because we'll be ending off the stream very soon. Chris says wait till my D&D system is complete. Hopefully it'll bring all kinds of people over to Neos. Oh yeah, absolutely. Were you the guy that came inside of here and was doing like D&D stuff? Because there's also I had that. I wanted to give it to you guys the other day, but I forgot. The next time that you're inside of here, I have a whole entire thing that was made by Fishy, like a character sheet. Let me spawn it. Get this flower off of me. What are you doing? Oh, I think me spawning that probably crashed me. Can you still hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. It's too powerful.
Yeah, no kidding.
Maybe it's the flower. Oh no. No, it's just a really heavy object. Like, lots of logistics.
Yeah, no touchies. Oh.
Ooh.
So maybe you could break open this guy. Which, good luck on that. But this is like a character sheet for D&D. Which, I don't know if you already saw this before. But, yeah, it's pretty, end up. Did you see that? Did you see this before, Chris?
That was lots of pieces.
Got your strength.
Nice dice.
Yep, got some nice looking dice here. I might have been. I won't be back on till Monday, but I have a neat idea for character sheets. Oh, okay, cool, sweet. I'm definitely excited for that, and if you host some more, like, it would be cool, like, even have it just like general nights where people could just play D&D inside of here. Also, if you need access to the D&D world or more dungeons, I have lots of dungeon malls. I can provide you with that. Oh, no problem, Chris. No problem, man. But yeah, that's probably something you can break apart and figure out on your own when trying to create your own custom sheet too. Because we definitely would love to have games inside of here and some fun D&D nights. Why not? What an idea. Bing! You were just eating the idea, though.
It's edible.
Yep.
It's because I'm hungry.
So, any more questions in the chat? And if not, we're going to be closing off the stream. Any more questions? Anything? I'll let catch up because it's delayed.
One more thing, actually, I would like mention is like that we just essentially posted like update on Steam, and it's actually like the first of a planned like weekly update. So we actually have
yep, on our Steam we're gonna be having weekly updates where we're gonna be posting all the updates that have happened with Neos for that week, as well as having a few pictures on there and just a general description of what has been made out inside of Neos for that week.
It's also like both like for Neos itself and also for the community. And essentially we have like one of our community members here like helping essentially prepare these updates. So if you're essentially building something cool in Neos, or if you're like working on a new feature and like you want to help showcase it, you can post on our Discord, post like either in screenshots or videos, and you can tag VR in the channel, and essentially, if you do, we might like include it in the update itself, so that way
Yep.
like other people like see as well.
Yeah, because we also want it to be a way to even highlight off some really cool creations that were made out for that week. It gives us kind of like almost like a to look back on of like the development of Neos and having all these weekly posts that really show off how much it's progressing, because it's progressing very rapidly for people who have come inside of here. They already know that they've been inside for like for 1 month, and they already see multitudes of changes that happen, such as the full body stuff already has been done. Now that asset variant system is being worked on, and there will be plenty more for Neos for sure. Oh, okay, I'm good still, I think. Okay, so we're gonna end off the stream here now, guys. Thank you. Wait, let it stable out. Thank you again for everyone who watched this stream today. We'll be having another stream probably on Tuesday, where Aegis is going to do some like 3D modeling streaming, or probably even before then. It all just depends on the schedule, but for sure we will always have a stream on Friday every single week, as well as on Tuesdays for Aegis's streams for 3D modeling building. And if you haven't already, please follow us on our Twitch channel and write a review on Neos about it on our Steam page, and join our Discord if you have any questions or help. And yeah, you have a good one too, Chris. Everyone have a good one. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your Friday. Have fun. Eat some good food. And enjoy life. And
Thanks for watching.
And be a flower frox. Yeah.
So beautiful.
It is. Thank you, guys. See y'all later. Oh my gosh. Your bubbles are lagging me, boy.
If I bubble like then the stream will never end.
I don't know about that one. You're not wrong, right? You're not wrong right now, because you're actually making my screen black.